Submit to the High Council this week here on World Class Bullshitters. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is a man who has had more years in the comic book biz than some of you have had life. You know him, you love him, Ethan Van Sciver.
All right, hey everyone, I am Ethan Van Sciver of ComicArtistProSecrets. It's great to be with you tonight for the High Council. Very excited. It's great. I love this community. Look at this. 320 people here in the chat to hang out with us and talk Star Wars. Good times.
And finally, this week we have a guest. Let's hail our overlord, Doomcock.
Hail to the High Council. Hail to everyone in chat, and hail to YouTube across the world. This is Dick Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and I am delighted to be joining Ethan and Jeff to rail against the injustices perpetrated upon the world by Lucasfilm.
So, folks,
Indeed.
This week, our brother Jeremy is sick. I was sick previously. You can hear it in my voice still and in some of my videos. But Jeremy was not able to make it tonight. So, everyone, let's give a shout out to Doomcock. Make sure you subscribe to his channel because he was gracious enough to join us tonight for what is meant or was guaranteed to be one of the craziest high councils, because, guys, we have all sorts of hot issues to talk about. We might talk about Gillette, but we got to talk about our friends, the Star Wars Theory channel, and their whole debacle with the Lucasfilm Disney copyright claim situation, as well as the news that came from Disney about the only part of consumer products to lose money for the company was Star Wars. So it's going to be a pretty packed show. So Ethan, you've been here since day one. Where should we start?
Well, everybody wants to talk about Gillette. Everybody's furious with Gillette. They used to be the best a man can get. I'm upset because I have a ton. All right, here's the thing. There's a YouTuber on here, a big YouTuber with like 1 million, 2 million subscribers. He was sponsored by Gillette. And because he was sponsored by Gillette, he sent me a whole crate of Gillette stuff. And one of the Gillette things that he sent me was this super rare, like, Justice League razor set. Okay, so it's like 6 razors, and then each razor looks like one of the superheroes. You know, limited edition. I'm opening that, and I'm going to shave with it, and then I'm going to throw it away. I will never... and they weren't meant, I'm sure they weren't meant to be open. I'm opening it. I'm shaving with them. I may be even choosing to shave my nether regions with them, because I am no longer respecting Gillette. Gillette has decided to get woke. Gillette has hired a lot of SJW weirdos. I've been doing research on it for a new video that will be coming out tonight. They've hired SJWs over there to take over. And sure enough, like these guys, the inner circle of Gillette has this whole new thing, this campaign called Disrupt. That is SJW right there, just the word disrupt. So they're trying to get attention, make noise, and basically promote an idea of toxic masculinity. Now, in my video, you will see, I'm going to show you that this is their plan for the 2020 election. This is probably orchestrated with the Democrat Party through... Whoa, Jeremy's here. Let's say hi to Jeremy real quick. Jeremy?
Jeremy?
You know, speak in class today?
What is he doing?
I don't know.
He's just eavesdropping.
Oh.
Ominous eyes staring at us from a green...
I was on a roll, and then Jeremy... and he muted himself.
We'll get back to it, man. 2020 election.
All right, so here's the thing. All right, so I believe what's going on.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Yeah.
Now we can hear you.
Because I can't hear you guys. I don't know what the hell's up with my connection. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm going to mute for a minute so I can listen to you on my phone to see if you can hear me, because I don't know what the hell's going on with my internet.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we could hear you.
All right, that's fine. In any case, Jeremy... look, Gillette
okay, I'm
brand
going
director.
to interrupt you because I can't hear you through my computer, but I can hear you when I unmute or when I pause or when I start my phone. So anyway, I just wanted to come in here and say that I appreciate all of you. Yeah, I feel like shit. It's not really that I'm really that bad, but when I'm doing my videos, I can run for about a good 10 minutes. Jeff, I think, had the same thing I had. So it makes you feel like garbage. It's a sinus infection. I actually had to go to the doctor for the first time in like 10 years. That's how bad it got. But I can't hear anything you're saying over the Google Hangout. But I just want to say, have a great show. Thank you, Doomcock, for showing up. And I owe you a live stream on your channel, buddy. And I have not forgot about that. So unfortunately, I can't hear anything you're going to say. So I just want to say screw Lucasfilm. And I know that our boys are going to handle business. So you guys have a good night, and I'll be listening.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Mario Kart. Woo!
Good night, Jeremy. You get better. Get some rest. Get better soon. Don't interrupt me a fourth time. Okay. So Pankaj Bala, Gillette brand director for North America, great big SJW, probable ties to the DNC. This is their plan for the 2020 campaign. They are going to launch this idea of toxic masculinity into the American bloodstream, just like some kind of like toxic inoculation. They're going to try to get normal people to believe what crazy third wave feminists believe. And that's the plan. So that, they're going to accuse Trump of being toxically masculine and the whole Republican Party of being toxic. This is what Barack Hussein Obama did in 2012 when he introduced the idea of stop bullying now. Stop bullying. That was the number one thing that Barack Obama launched. He did it in March of 2011, almost right to the same time period. This is how long it takes to get an idea into the bloodstream in order to weaponize it, to use it for a big presidential election. Because 2012 was all about Republicans being bullies. Everybody was a bully. Mitt Romney was a bully for leaving his dog on top of the car when he went on vacation. All of these things, they do work. They're very, very effective. So Gillette is starting off this campaign. And for that, I will never use a Gillette product again. You will not tell me that men are not supposed to see beautiful women on the street or at pool parties and approach them and say hello and try to get a date. That's what normal men do. That's what normal men do. You will not tell me that I shouldn't well, my boy's 19 now, but I shouldn't let my kid and his friend wrestle in the backyard. How the hell are we supposed to raise men that can be protective of women if they can't even fight each other, if they can't even grow strength, grow strong, become tough and capable, if they're complete and total pussy, soy boys? We have to let boys, and they say, let boys be boys. First of all, that's what mothers say. That's not what fathers say. Boys will be boys. Mothers say that because they can't relate to what their boys are doing, and they just trust the boys are going to do what they do. Fathers, this is how weird this ad campaign was. Fathers do not say, let boys be boys or boys will be boys, because they understand what it was like to be a boy. They're not trying to convince each other of, that, hey, it's okay that my kid is acting aggressive because in this normal masculine way, because that's just what boys are. Because we were boys. We know that that's what we do. I used to chase people around. My friends, we'd fight each other. We'd pull sticks off of trees and hit each other with them. That's what boys do. Women see that happen and go, well, boys will be boys. That's how backwards Gillette is. Gillette at this point is a toxic company. They have gotten woke. They will go broke. All of the weirdos over there that have started this campaign of misandry, of man hatred, they are all going to suffer for it. We're the ones who buy. We're the ones who buy your razors. And by the way, you idiots, what are you marketing to soy boys for? They all have soy beards. They don't shave. None of those idiots even know how to shave. Soy boys.
Well, they shave their legs.
Well, that's true.
It's such a weird Gillette. You think they would be like, why would they want to open their mouths now and basically hurt themselves for the future? Because Gillette razors and Gillette shaving cream was something that everybody was going to buy at some point. They seemed like Oreo cookies or Coca-Cola. They're just a brand, a product. Everyone will need razors. Everyone will need shaving cream. Why put your foot in your mouth? You kind of just had an evergreen thing that everyone was going to buy generation after generation. No matter male or female, you're going to need a razor and shaving cream. But now, like you said, you're not going to buy their product. look at Dollar Shave Club. They'll swoop in and probably do something cool, and hopefully
that's what they're doing, dude. Let me explain something. That's what they're doing. Other companies are actually using this opportunity to swoop in and totally dunk on and own these idiots, and they should do that. I mean, that's precisely what they should do. See this as a business opportunity. In fact, Body Barber just like subtweeted Gillette and their stupid tweet about this and said Gillette is part of the anti-male SJW movement. Any men who are sick of this can come right on over to us at Body Barber, where we understand how men work and don't try to change them into women. 2 thumbs up. These guys are getting my business. I've never heard of Body Barber, but I am buying razors from them now. They said we understand how men work and don't try to change them into women. Amen. That is totally owned. Sorry, I have some energy towards this.
Dude, that's completely fine. I'm with you 100%. I'm actually looking up Body Barber right now to see.
Body is spelled BAWDY. Body Barber.
Okay.
So look them up and give them your business. These guys are actually coming out and just saying, look, we're not trying to change men. Men are good. Masculinity is good. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. You feminists need to shut the F up. You don't like men. We get it. You hate men. Stop trying to make the entire country, into women. Men need to be very different from women. Women need to be mystified by men the way we are by you. That's the way it should be.
That is right. And I want to interject at this juncture. Toxic masculinity. My name is Dictor Van Doomcock, and I am going to look at any woman that I want to. If I am out in public and a woman walks by, I will look at her if I choose to do so. I am not going to be arrested for doing so. There's a saying, a cat may look at a king, and Doomcock may look at whatever woman he chooses in whatever way he chooses, as long as he does not interfere with her, say anything rude or whatever. And if I choose to approach a woman because I am interested in her, not accost her, but simply to approach her and say, hey, baby, what's up? I'm going to be the future ruler of Earth. And if she falls for that line, I score. And if I don't, she doesn't, then I don't. But the thing is, this commercial, look at this thing. You've got like the GQ model leaning on the street, and he starts to go after the girl, and the person of color comes up and says, hey, man, don't. And then at a party, same thing. A nice looking guy sees a woman, he's going to go to her. And then another man of color comes up and puts his hand on him and says, no, that's not cool. But what they don't show you is that both those guys turn and say, hey, baby, what's up?
Yes. In the old days, we called it cock blocking.
Exactly.
Now it's male feminism. Get out of here with that.
What a weird world we live in.
Yeah, it's screwed up. It's ridiculous. And I guess they don't. I think it's actually a population control mechanism. See, you see it as a political thing. I see it as a broader population control mechanism to shame men out of contacting women at all, thus decreasing the surplus population, as Scrooge would say.
Yeah. Well, is that what it is?
Guilted into celibacy? Huh.
Well, they're putting up more cock blocks in the media than, any best friend girl or, clumsy dude ever did at a party. I mean, it's becoming systemic cock blocking.
There's something to that, but you know what else I think it is? I think you need to feminize men to make them submit to communism. And I know I sound like I'm straight out of the 1950s, but damn it, they were good times. Real men will not submit to government control of the means of production and all of that stuff. They won't do it. Men will fight. Real men fight for their freedom, for their liberties. Soy boys submit. Soy boys submit to authority. That's why. That's why all this needs to happen. You need to break the American male and the European male. You need to break them all down. Break real men down. Real men right now are a problem because real men say, hey, we want to be separate from Europe. Real men say, we're not going to submit to, Obamacare and all of this stuff. We're going to stand up. We want a president who's going to make good trade deals, who's going to stand up for America, who's going to protect our borders. That's what real men do. And see, that's toxic.
Yeah, that's right. And the funny thing is, everyone here is genuinely like testosterone charged because everyone here is willing to fight for Star Wars and Star Trek. How much more are we going to fight for women, for God's sake? ridiculous. I mean, you know, I love Star Wars, I love Star Trek, but women's a whole different thing. That's
I
like
love
oxygen
women.
and food.
I don't want to be
I know.
anything like a woman. Women are wonderful. Women are fantastic. Men need to be completely different from women.
Well, yeah, but chase them. That's the
Chase
point.
them, absolutely. If you're single, go chase women and do it honorably. And if you see a beautiful woman walking down the street and you're not a slime ball, feel free to go up to her and say, "Hey, my name is Doomcock. Can I have your number?"
But you can call me Dictor.
Yeah.
I want to know how that goes. You should film that one.
We thought it would be funny to have the Overlord of Earth on the street accosting women, saying his name is Doomcock. Let's sit back and watch the fun.
Yes. But that's the thing. Men need to be like that. And that, you know, I watched the commercial carefully. This video that I'm putting out dissects the entire commercial scene by scene so that you can see the harmful bullshit that this commercial is putting out into the bloodstream of the American people. But those two scenes, you know, in particular, are very, very, very strange. A beautiful woman walking down the street, you're allowed to go and say hello. And if she tells you to go buzz off, go buzz off. That's all it is. If she tells you to get away, then go away. But I mean, you know, the idea that women should never be approached by men under any circumstances, that, you know, she has not given any signal that she doesn't want to be bothered. She's just walking. You know, you're a regular guy, you're single, you want to go say hello and see if you can, I don't know, get a date. That's perfectly normal. That's how the human race expands. That's how families are made and babies are made and things like that. You have to be able to do that. Why do these people want to scare men and intimidate men into becoming little worms around women? Assert yourself. See a beautiful woman and say, "I deserve to date a beautiful woman like her." I'm going to go over and I'm going to say, "Hey, how are you? My name is Lord Doomcock. I would love to spend some time with you. Can I pick you up for dinner and a movie?"
That's right. It's that simple.
That's it. That's the way things are done. And if she says, "Ew, no, get away from me," which she would never do, Doomcock.
Of course
ever.
not. And she
Then
can't
that's the way
slap
it
me
is.
either because I got a metal helmet. Important safety tip.
Yeah. So this whole commercial is harmful. It is absolutely, it is catastrophic. And these people need to be punished for it. And we will see, we'll watch their stock prices drop over this. This is get woke, go broke, and they need to go broke over this. Razors are expensive. I don't need to buy Gillette razors. I will go buy razors from somebody who respects manhood, period.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
Yep.
I had my shitty Gillette Transformers razors that I bought a whole bunch on clearance, but I can just stop using those.
Mhm.
But no, it's weird. I actually know a guy that shared this video, but he was being sincere. Like, he believes the message. And now I won't give names or anything like this, but if you're one of my personal friends that listens to this show, you know who I'm talking about. Last Christmas, he and I got into this huge debate about The Last Jedi, and he took offense that, you know, I didn't like Rey and Rose Tico and all this stuff. And now this year, this guy's going on about this. So there is a market, a bad market, because this guy can't grow a beard or facial hair to save his life. So when you jokingly talk about soy boys and their soy beards, this guy fits the definition of it. So there are people out there, and it's just blowing my mind, but it's a small minority of people.
By the way, Lily Patton in the audience says they apparently hate us transgenders. I did want to point that out. At the end of the commercial, they said something really weird. They said these little boys will grow up to be the men or something like that. And that was interesting. That was, you know, that was a message counter to SJW philosophy. Not necessarily. They might be trans. So that's a good pickup. By the way, I took that and it said these little boys, and it shows the faces of little boys, will grow up to be the men of tomorrow. And I had the redheaded kid fade into Chuck Wendig. My version of the commercial is so funny, dude. I've re-edited it, remixed it. It's much better. So that'll come late tonight.
Ooh, something to wake up to in the morning, folks. So we got a bunch of super chats. Let me read a couple of these. First off, from Darth Armo. I won't be here for the live show, but I will listen at work in the AM. Let them have it, boys. No prisoners. Hail Doomcock. Hail Pie. Hail WCBS. Thank you, Darth Armo. The Rookie Critic says, hey to the hiya to the hail to the council. Based on last week, I feel like a month of content to cover. Great work, Ethan, Jeff, and Jeremy. Well, Jeremy's not here, so we're going to say great work to Doomcock.
Yeah.
Ricky Critic also says, play High Council impressions. Ethan, do Jeremy. Jeff, do Ethan. Jeremy, do Jeff. Doomcock, wait, no. Harvey, do an impression of the whole council.
Shit. That would be tough. I guess Harvey, come here.
Yeah?
Why don't you do an impression of the High Council?
I'm a master impressionist, and here goes. I'm Ethan. Soy boy. I'm Jeff. World-class bullshitters. I am Jeremy. I'm not balding. I was just born this way. With the
All right. Well, that's his impression of the High Council. He did it better than I could. Thank you, guys.
Good work. Fair enough.
Oh my God. Ying Farman says, love your beard, EVS. Now Jeff is the only one with facial hair like a 90s porn star.
Mm-mm-mm.
I look like what's the kid from Charlie Brown, the dirty one, Pigpen?
Yeah.
My beard, if I grow it out, it looks like Pigpen. So I keep sideburns and that's about it.
You're like a beatnik tune.
The only person that ever says I need to shave is my grandma. When I see her, I'm like, fine, I'll shave. I work from home.
Does she? I assume she's old, you know.
Rookie Critic says, if I had $1 every super chat I've wasted, I'd have a lot of dollars. Hey, how about each of you give us your best soy voice for heck's sake?
Well, I do that every day. Almost every video that I do now, since I'm doing a lot more videos about soy boys. Destroying Star Wars and stuff. So I always have to do that like lisp with everything that I do. Save Star Wars. Star Wars has been fun. It's fine. It's fine. So that's my soy voice.
I don't know why that there's so many Roticos on the shelf because I really thought that Rotico was the best character of all, and it's just more for me. Fine.
I don't have a soy voice for my channel. I'll have to make one up. I'll do that later. Sorry. I can't I don't do well on
That's great.
I can't think of one.
Rotico.
There's nothing wrong with Rose Tico. It's perfectly masculine to like Rose Tico. It's
Yeah, so is she. I thought of you the other day. I was on this site getting some information for an article, and this guy's like, yeah, I'm buying up all the excess Rose Ticos because the bodies look like dudes and I can make random resistance technicians. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's not untrue. Those Rose Tico figures are weird, and she's sticking out her tummy. Like I've got like 28 Rose Tico figures that are loose and kind of floating around my office. But yeah, she looks like a toddler. Like that. I mean, it's really, really strange. Just everything about the action figure is strange. No breasts, none at all. And she's got them. I mean, Kelly Marie Tran is beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, not in that movie, and not on the action
head. It's like a goddamn shaved Ewok in a jumpsuit.
Yes. Oh, it's unfortunate, but true.
Sire J. Longstroke says, Disney might as well change their S to dollar signs because it's becoming obvious that they care more about money than making anything of quality. Well, Sire J. Longstroke, the report came out from them, their SEC filings, that Star Wars as a brand is down and that Marvel is keeping certain elements of the consumer products afloat, i.e. stronger than expected performance from Avengers, as well as Mickey and Minnie, which I don't even think kids like Mickey and Minnie anymore, but I guess I'm wrong, so I'll be the first to admit it. But what did you guys think of when you heard that news?
I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, I'm gratified. I think that's absolutely wonderful that we are actually having an impact, that the fandom menace is winning. I mean, they throw up so much smoke screen and so many false articles and personal attacks against the fans, but by their works shall ye know them. And the math doesn't lie. We are having an impact. That's why they canceled all the, Star Wars story films in response to us, because we had hit them so goddamn hard on the Solo movies. And believe me, they are hearing it. And this is the proof.
What about you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was alarmed by a lot of things. I thought it was interesting that Bob Iger took his social media down. And there could be any number of reasons for that. You know, that Bob Iger did that, but it was interesting that he removed his social media right when all of this stuff went public. A few things, interesting things. Star Wars lost more than $182 million last year. That is the cumulative result of Last Jedi, Solo, and Battlefield 2. Some of the worst decisions made by anyone regarding Star Wars, anyone in control. And that Bob Iger says the buck stops with him. Fair enough. He gave himself an $86 million a year raise. So in other words, that's more. That's whatever Solo lost, he's keeping. He's keeping it per year. And he's keeping Kathleen Kennedy on board. I really don't understand how anyone who can lose $182 million on Star Wars. And as I said in my video, Battlefront 2. Sorry about that. As I said in my video, now I completely lost my train of thought. $182 million, Kathleen Kennedy. Now you guys cover for me while I lose my. You guys are dead silent, and it gets.
Jeremy cut you off 4 times. I
know. He blew my whole mojo today.
Well, okay, I'll cut in for a minute while you.
Okay, all right. Let me reassemble my train of thought.
I felt validated because we get a lot of shit thrown at us on this channel. Oh, guys, this, that, and the other. Literally everything we've been saying for the last year and change has been proven to be true. It's no longer speculation or rumor or trying to connect the dots. It's literally what Disney themselves put out. And a lot of people are kind of staying hush on the subject because they don't like what they're hearing. But you can't deny it anymore. It's not just the fandom menace. It's Disney themselves admitting, well, this is the facts. This is what we made. This is what we, lost in terms of Star Wars and consumer products and comic books and all that stuff. So I take pleasure in listening to a lot of people squeal right now because it's like, oh, I don't like your videos. You're making this up. I've never made anything up. And we've basically been on this the whole time. And I feel good. I feel like it's a victory for the fandom menace because you can attack us, you can talk shit, you can put out subpar products, and then when we don't show up, when we say we won't show up online, well, we don't show up in person. And I think this needs to scare Disney, Hasbro, Lucasfilm, all these places out there. Don't attack fans. It's really not smart to do that. All you're going to do is hurt yourself and your money and your future. Like we talked about Gillette. You go woke, you go broke. Star Wars, nothing is safe from getting woke and going broke. You always lose money. It's when you get down and close to the fans, the people who buy your product, you show them respect, you give them stuff they want, you build this relationship with the customer base or your fans or whatever you want to call them, and you give them what they want. Well, then you'll grow. Don't infuse the politics and don't give bad stories. Hell, you can even take the political criticism out of Star Wars and you can critique these movies on a level like Mahler does, and you can still find fault. And there are just so many arguments against these things. And now we have numbers that show that the general population, we're not a small vocal minority, the general population isn't buying this shit up either.
I remember what I wanted to say. I wanted to say Kathleen Kennedy, her deficit, the deficit of keeping that idiot employed, $182 million. That's what it costs essentially per year in losses to keep Kathleen Kennedy employed at Disney, for Disney to not admit their mistake. Lucasfilm, just admit your mistake, fire Kathleen Kennedy out of here, because otherwise it's going to cost you about $526 million over the course of the next 3 years in losses as she makes idiotic mistake after idiotic mistake. Now, Disney's whole plan over this is just to take it out of the theme parks. And I remember the entire time that, I was reviewing all of the articles that were coming out about the devastating losses of Solo, people were saying, don't worry about it because the theme parks make it up. The theme parks make it up. The theme parks are a money machine. And so, yeah, sure enough, they hiked the prices by like 50% at all the theme parks next year to cover for the losses they incurred through Kathleen Kennedy's goddamn idiocy. Guys, it's $5 more just a park, but now the lowest price ticket at Disneyland is $109. Lowest price. If you want to go family of 2, spend 2 days, park hopper pass $526 just to get into the park and wait in line. Just to get into the park and wait in line, that's $526. That doesn't include all the snacks, all the travel, the hotel, the food, and all of the souvenirs that I'm afraid you're going to have to bring home. It's unaffordable now. But see, Star Wars is unaffordable with Kathleen Kennedy in charge. Kathleen Kennedy is unaffordable as an employee, and you're all paying for her. So when you get your bill, if you want to go to Disney World, Disneyland sometime in the next 3 years, and you're looking at your credit card bill and saying, what the hell is this? Why is it so expensive? Because you're paying for Kathleen Kennedy to stay at Disney.
Yeah.
So was it worth it? It's all worth it, right? I mean, Disney doesn't have to admit that she's a failure, and they pass the cost on to you.
Yeah. But the problem is, Ethan, I mean, and you know this, is that you're talking about like the actual dollar costs that they're trying to make up. But I tell you, CBS and Lucasfilm are doing the exact same thing. They kept on Kathleen Kennedy because of consumer confidence. Basically, they didn't want the stock to take a hit when they were poised to go ahead and do that Fox acquisition. So that's why they kept her on for another 3 years to keep the waters smooth. They figured that they would lose more money by not taking her, by taking her out of there than they would keeping her, in the same way that CBS is under the insane idea that keeping Alex Kurtzman on running Star Trek is going to save the money, because he's got a 5-year contract, and if they terminate it, they're going to take a big financial hit. But the financial hit is beyond reckoning because of the damage done to the franchise of Star Trek and the damage done to the franchise of Star Wars, keeping her on. They're taking the short-term view. Oh, we can jack up prices over at Disneyland and charge more for parking and everything else. But that is not going to repair the damage to the soul of Star Wars, the damage to the soul of Star Trek, and the dispersing of the fandom who have had enough. That is something that they do not put on any goddamn spreadsheet.
It's true.
And I think that's where we come in to discuss that and to think about that and talk about that. Because a lot of people, you know, we can go back and look at when they canceled the expanded universe, and you soured a lot of people. You cut off a lot of money right there. People are like, oh, but people can buy the Legends books. Yeah, but you took away their favorite aspect. And the more and more Star Wars we get from Disney, the more and more things that we've all loved have been removed from it. Hell, the spirit of it's gone. The escapism of it's gone. And yeah, it is irrevocable damage. I don't see Star Wars being this brand, this powerful of a brand past, I don't know, 2021. Even if episode 9 breaks even and does whatever, it's not going to be like, oh man, Star Wars is so great. Because one thing I don't think even Disney takes into account, they're their own greatest competition. You know, when they buy up everything, you think, oh, we own every property. That's great, but not everybody buys everything. So right now, Marvel's the hottest game in town. The movies make crazy money. The merchandise makes crazy money. The games are doing great. Spider-Man, I believe, sold 9 million copies. Marvel's super hot right now. Star Wars can't do shit, but they own them both. And you think, well, one helps the other. But kids don't have that. There's a certain age you get into Star Wars. That is now Marvel territory. You're basically cutting out your future generations. Plus, somebody like me who, you know, eventually will have a family, Marvel's better now. If I had a kid, we'd watch Marvel movies over these new Star Wars movies. So even the past generation, their imaginations are captured by the new Marvel stuff. So I think Disney's just being so powerful is going to shoot themselves in the foot.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see about this, because I think this is going to be a good year for Star Wars. This is the other thing that's weird about this. I do think that their idea of course correcting is going to, I think this is going to be profitable. I think this year is going to be profitable. They've got, you know, the Mandalorian, which I'm afraid I'm going to watch. And I think Star Wars Episode 9 is going to turn a profit. And I think it will make more than $1 billion. I would like to see it do better than The Last Jedi. But I mean, here's the thing. This movie is going to close out the Skywalker saga. So, and J.J. Abrams is doing it, and J.J. Abrams is pulling out every single little, like, Star Wars gimmick that he's got. Rumors of Darth Vader being in it are interesting. The rumors that I'm starting about Rod of the Hutt being in it are interesting to me. And I do think people are going to line up to see whatever they do with Carrie Fisher. That's going to be a big drawing point, and Billy D. Williams. So this year is going to confuse Disney, because I think this year they're going to see Star Wars do something that's going to look like it turns around. That's my prediction. I don't think the movie is going to be good, but I think people are going to go see it.
Well, if they do, we're screwed. Yeah,
Well,
I mean, these people have disrespected us. They've spit in our faces. They think that they can serve us any goddamn swill that they want to and just slap Star Wars on it, and we're going to line up like pigs at a goddamn trough. And I'm telling you, this is our chance. If we don't boycott this goddamn thing, if we don't make this thing fail, they're going to think that they can just walk all over us. They don't have to listen to us. They don't even have to give us a decent product. And I am absolutely opposed to that. I want this goddamn thing boycotted. I've been calling on it like for months now, and I'm going to hammer on this thing. It may be a Pyrrhic victory. It may be doomed, but look, we have got to earn their respect. We have got to make them bend the knee, get rid of Kennedy, and stop serving us swill. I mean, I am.
This isn't going to be the year. Doomcock, this isn't going to be the year. This year is going to give them the wrong message. They're going to get the wrong message from this year. Where do we go? Because they're going to think, okay, and every other franchise too is going to think that they don't have to make good movies anymore. They can repackage shit. They can hire J.J. Abrams to do everything. Everything. Well, I think they tried. I think they tried to hire him. I think J.J. was offered Kathleen Kennedy's job and turned it down.
Look, he didn't take it because he sucks.
you got to be ready. If this is how you feel about it, you've got to be ready to find new ways to fight back and boycott and stuff like that, because they're going to get the wrong message this year. They are. This year is, they've got all this stuff lined up. I don't know.
Yeah, but
then we need to double and triple our efforts. Everyone out there listening, #without respect, we reject. If they don't respect any company that insults us, we don't need to give them our business anymore. Gillette, we don't give them their goddamn razor business. Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Marvel, we don't go see their shit anymore if they insult us. Like that thing in the goddamn EW that had the picture of Captain Marvel and it said "Eager geeks finally meet woman." That made I bled out of my nose when I saw that. I mean, literally ears where I had to clean my helmet out. It made me so angry. Seriously. We can't take this anymore. There's a point where we have to have some self-respect and demand that they respect us. If we won't respect ourselves, they're not going to respect us. We got to make them bend the goddamn knee this year, or we are in deep shit.
Well, I look at it like this. There's a lot more competition because Star Wars isn't seen the same way by other movie studios. I feel like Jumanji being ballsy and Cats and other things out there aren't necessarily going to make Star Wars flop. I've never, ever been on record to say I think it'll flop. What I think it'll do is, The Last Jedi turned off a lot of people from Star Wars, and you see that more and more and more. I think when we get to episode 9, you're going to have to put out a hell of a trailer. And here's a little preview of a video I'm working on. It's not coming next, but it's coming soon. Basically, emotional manipulation is like, not emotional manipulation, but that's how they're going to market this next movie, to pull at your heartstrings. I mean, they got you with Han Solo in the first one, and then they got you with Luke in the next one, and they're just going to try to get, remember this, remember that. And, the member berries are going to be strong. They're going to be pulling at your heartstrings. I think a lot of people will buy into it, but I think a lot of people will also be aware of Star Wars. And I think, to me, what'll be just as interesting as watching the movie's performance will be to see how it's discussed by the media, because we've exposed who's shills, who's are not. Like John Campea went out of his way to shit on Aquaman, on all this stuff. He's like, it'll never make $1 billion. That's fairy tale land. What does Aquaman do? Make $1 billion. I'm really I think the biggest thing with me and The Last Jedi, and why this channel grew and did what it did, is because something smelled fishy on the way it was reported and the way the fans were reacting. So I'm interested just as much in the movie as how will they can't pull the wool over our eyes this time. They tried the Russian bots, they tried the toxic minority, they tried this, they tried that. They've used the whole playbook. Where do they go? No matter how the fans react, where do they go?
Well, I tell you what it is. It's episode 9, necrophilia, because the 3 like appeals to the heart are all dead. Luke is dead. Han, they're going to bring back, and he's dead. And Carrie Fisher really is dead, and she's going to be in it anyway. So it's just it's like a goddamn like Living Dead party. That's what it is in episode 9.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, I loved Princess Leia as a kid. I had tons and tons of the action figures. I thought she was cool. I just wouldn't go see a movie for her because she passed away. It just, to me, it feels weird. It's like the movie Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. They CGI,
Right.
was it Laurence Olivier into that movie and stuff like that. That's not a real performance. And the fact that we know how it was Frankenstein together or will be Frankenstein together makes me question like Disney's motives. To me, it almost feels just as slimy as raising your ticket prices to cover all, offset the costs and losses for this and that. And people say, well, that's just business. Yeah, but you could have prevented those types of things. But this just feels really smarmy that you use a dead person's image to manipulate people's emotions to pay for a movie that the last one shit the bed. Like, had The Last Jedi not shit the bed, I don't think we would have had this Princess Leia the way we are now. Hell, Kathleen Kennedy even went on record beforehand saying, well, she's not going to be in episode 9. And then they changed the tune because they know they need that hook. They need to get the old fans, the ones that they say, oh, we don't need your kind. Well, you definitely do.
Did
That's
you
why
hear them? Oh my God, that just drives me absolutely nuts. These idiots. They think 40-year-old. Look, it turns out, scientific study, Star Wars fans are 46-year-old males. That's what they determine. That's where all of the Star Wars fans are. We have money. We were there for the first movie. We've been fans since the thing came out. These idiots think we're on our deathbeds. They think, I mean, Lucasfilm thinks like teenagers. Like, you're 46. You're an old man. You're on your way out. Dude, we have 40 years, most of us, of life ahead of us. 40 years worth of loyal business. And we're making a lot of money. We can keep your company afloat. We will not stop liking Star Wars if we get treated with some respect. Let's get treated with a little bit of respect. That is who your audience is. These people and their brilliant strategy of turning away their loyal audience, their longtime loyal audience, in search of an audience that doesn't exist. And by the way, the only reason why kids find Star Wars, for the most part, kids, is because their parents introduce it to them. Their parents show them and say, no, this is something that you might like. This is something that I've loved my whole life. If parents are turned off to Star Wars, and parents are people our age, then kids are not going to find it. It's a failing gambit. Kids don't go to the movies without their parents. Parents have to take them there. But they've written us off. I mean, they've written off Star Wars' actual fans. The people who were there for the entire time, the people who saw Star Wars Episode 4 in the theaters, the people who saw Star Wars Episode 1 in the theaters. I mean, the prequel fans, they're telling us to go away. They want a brand new batch of Disney youngsters to come in and keep their franchise afloat. It's just not going to work.
No, it can't happen because you can't. Like you said, age thing aside, you can't take away from everyone's shared experiences from what came before, because what they're attempting to do is basically nullify the old ones, try to tell you they weren't that good, but you got people who are 45 years, or not 45, 42 years since the original film. I mean, you can't just take away 42 years of someone's life if they've lived that long and have them just buy into the Disney thing unless you can lobotomize all the Star Wars fans. And that doesn't work. And that's going to be their biggest problem. Because if you notice, Ethan and Doomcock and everyone listening, by the way, we got 1,500 people. Can we get the thumbs up? Thank you very much.
Nice.
But if you notice, they're going back with the Galaxy of Adventure, and all of these things are to sell you old Star Wars. There are articles from sci-fi.com how to get your kids into the original Star Wars, because it's a twofold dynamic, and that's a video that's 2 away in the pipeline. It's the old stuff has value and it holds weight. We've learned through Aquaman that the hero's journey is incredibly important in 2019. No matter where you live in the world, you can resonate with the hero's journey. Luke Skywalker's Aquaman, Arthur Curry, whatever. You get it. There's about, your destiny. People want something greater. Star Wars now is nihilistic and it doesn't work. And 2, the old ones are more marketable and they know that kids aren't buying up Rey and Kylo Ren, but they'll buy Luke and Darth Vader in perpetuity, and adults will buy it too. I mean, Ethan, if somebody said to you, man, look at this great Hot Toys Darth Vader with 6 removable heads and lightning and all this shit, you might go, I need it to go with my Return of the Jedi diorama that I'm building. From Tatooine to the Death Star, I need it all. So, I mean, it's the oddest business decision ever. I mean, you've worked for one of the biggest publishing companies in terms of comics in the world. Sometimes companies make smart moves. Sometimes they make dumb moves. But when you make a dumb move, you try to course correct. I mean, the New 52 had some things that people didn't like, and they tried to go back and fix and change those things, like with Rebirth. Now, with Star Wars, it's like people don't like it. Well, fuck you. We're doing what we want, and you're either going to accept it or you're a toxic piece of shit. And the worst are those stupid people that defend Disney over all this.
Yeah, I mean, the course correction is important, but fan appreciation is vital. You need to understand that people have invested so much time, energy, and love and money in following these stories and following these characters. And I'm telling you, I only went to see The Force Awakens. I only went to see that to see Luke, Han, and Leia. That's the only reason I went. I didn't care. I saw Finn in his stormtrooper outfit and couldn't have cared less. You know, I want to see what happened. I finished the story that you started that I'm invested in and have been thinking about for decades. Finish that for me. And you finished it badly. You finished it in a way that made me feel like you didn't love these characters, that you were just using them to market your ideas. These people think they have better ideas than George Lucas had. You know, that's what just kills me about it. Let's just shunt his stuff to the side. So that we can market Rey. And Rey is one of the worst characters. Rey is a terrible character. And what's so worrisome about it is that I really don't think that people who like Rey and that whole like group of like Last Jedi defenders, I don't think they understand that they're only cheating themselves. They don't know what good stories are. They don't know what good characters are. They don't know what good characterization is. They don't understand why Rey is a terrible character.
You're right. You're right. And I think it starts a dangerous precedent, because if we always accept something based on brand name, like Doomcock said, they don't give a shit about the product. If they're making money, whatever, but they're not making money now, you know? Right. So I'm always confused at every turn with them. That's why we, analyze this, because it's all dumb.
Yeah, and if you go to some movie because it has a brand name on it, you are no longer a fan, you're just a consumer. And, what you guys were saying about Rey and stuff, the most egregious, the worst example of that, of their new ideas over George Lucas's ideas, BB-8. We no longer see R2-D2 and C-3PO because they have substituted BB-8 for those 2 venerable droids. I can see, okay, Luke's aging, Han is aging, Leia's aging, fine. You have to bring up some new things, but C-3PO and R2-D2 are effectively timeless, and they are putting in front of them a beach ball with a droid head stuck on it. I hate that fucking... I'm sorry.
You know why that... You know what that design is, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the Mickey Mouse head. That's the Mickey Mouse logo missing an ear. That's what they did. They sat there and said, well, this is Disney Star Wars, so what can we do to make this uniquely Disney? And they took the little Mickey Mouse logo with the 3 circles, and they removed 1 circle and called it BB-8. And I promise you, that's exactly how BB-8 came about.
Yeah.
I always
basically, it's Yakuza Debt Mickey. That's basically what they're marketing at over in Asia. Yakuza Debt Mickey.
To be fair, though, what the hell is with C3? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought it was supposed to be a soccer ball to appeal to the European market, because it looks like a soccer ball to me.
I sure want to kick it. So I guess it worked.
Well, nobody's kicking it yet.
I'd like to.
Yeah. And people
if I ever see that damn thing, I'm kicking it. I don't care. They better not put it in a museum or I'm getting arrested.
Well, sorry, what were you saying, Ethan, about C-3PO?
No, I was just saying, one thing about C-3PO, it's like, well, who programmed the service droid, right? Who programmed that droid who's supposed to be helpful to do nothing but whine and bitch? Like, that's the thing. Having C-3PO around is like having the saltiest biatch around you at all times, just complaining and moaning, and you're supposed to be helping me, dude. That C-3PO was programmed. Why does it do that? Why does he do that? endless complaining, guys.
I wish Han Solo would have left him on Hoth, but you know,
I like
hindsight
3PO.
is 2020.
I like him.
I like him
like
too, but it doesn't
C-3PO.
make sense.
Well, you know, he's just he's a protocol and etiquette droid, and generally they didn't have need for protocol and etiquette on their missions. So, you know, he's just hanging around. That's all.
That's true.
I just want to know where he got the gold arm after he got the red arm. It's like, hey guys, C-3PO's got a red arm. Buy this action figure. Then the next movie, which is the next day, oh, we're in the middle of a battle. We're running for our lives. We just got our first victory, but they know where we are. Well, we can change C-3PO's arm because, you know, it's important. It's little things like that that always.
Well, he's in a toxic relationship, and basically what happened is his girlfriend's restraining bolt. He dropped it down the toilet, and in that universe, the toilets have red liquid in them instead of blue. So then he had to drop in there and fish out the restraining bolt, and you know, put a lid on her again, and his arm was red for a little while. It happens.
Oh, okay. See, I'm glad that you're here to clarify shit like this, because that just goes way over my head. I mean, I might be 6'6", but it just went right over my head. So,
well, you know, they got the blue liquid in the toilets on airlines, and if you stick your hand in them, your hand is blue for like, you know, weeks. It's just the way it is.
People in the chat are reminding me. They're saying he's comic relief, Ethan. Oh, okay, my bad. I got it.
Well, screw that.
Who, BB-8 or C-3PO?
C-3PO.
Okay.
I don't know what BB-8 is. Is BB-8 supposed to be... BB-8, I think, is supposed to be heartwarming. There's nothing funny about BB-8.
No.
He's just supposed to be like, oh, BB-8's so sweet. We rescued BB-8. We rescued him. He's a cute little chubby droid. And now he follows us everywhere. And he's very loyal. Like, he's not... He isn't funny. You know, I don't think that's what BB-8's for.
The only positive I have thing to say about BB-8 was in The Force Awakens when it gave Finn the thumbs up. I was okay, that's funny. Other than that, I'm just like, I get it. It's supposed to be cutesy and sell toys. And I remember initially people were like, oh, the only way you can get BB-8 is if you buy the Rey figure. And you thought it was going to be like this hard to find commodity. And it's just like, nope.
It's everywhere.
Nobody bought it.
Yeah.
So let me get back to a few of these super chats, because then we're going to talk about the hottest button issue of the night, the thing everybody wants to talk about, the Vader fan film and all the debacle going on with that. So first off, our friend Manic Monday Podcast says, I'm with Odin. Cats versus Star Wars 9. No money for Disney. Biggest Geekus says, my dad says when he was young, Gillette would advertise during prize fights. What happened? You think they're going to have a Super Bowl spot this year?
Yeah.
You think they're going to pull this at the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I don't get too political, and I don't really watch a lot of sports, but we learned, you know, the whole Colin Kaepernick thing really set people off in the wrong direction. You know, they're like, oh, I'm done with this shit. The Super Bowl is the most widely televised event in the world. Well, America, not the world. World Cup would be it. My point is, more people are going to be watching that commercial that day. You have a shitstorm coming your way, Gillette, if you try to pull that shit. Like, the internet is this weird place. Like, the internet won't put up with your shit, but the internet isn't going to constantly call and complain. I mean, if this commercial comes out during the Super Bowl, you might set a lot of people off. Do you guys think that's a possibility?
Yep.
Well, a lot of there've been a lot of cringy SJW commercials run at the Super Bowl. Lots of them. And they, you know, especially last year, I can remember a few. They'll be doing that. That's what this commercial's for. It's going to be running the Super Bowl. And yeah, they're just looking for attention. I mean, like I said, this guy's whole campaign is called Disrupt. He wants attention to Gillette. I don't think they realize, like, you know, here's the thing, like, this guy who's running Gillette, he's not after money. These people aren't after money. He doesn't care about money and profit. He cares about the message getting out. He's an SJW before he's, you know, Gillette's manager. He's an SJW. He cares about getting the message out at whatever cost. These guys are like social justice suicide bombers. They just come in, they say whatever they want to say, and then they just blow up everything and take themselves with them. I mean, you know, his job's out. It's over. He's got no place to work. His career's over. But oh well. At least he got out the word about toxic masculinity to the widest possible audience. That's who these people are. They're nuts. That's what I'm saying. Never hire social justice warriors. Look at their social media. Look if it says anything like, you know, what do social justice warriors have on their social media? I got to make a list. But, you know, and look for it. If it says resist, hashtag resist, my God, don't hire them. They don't care about making money. They don't care about your business. They care about their weirdo, cultist, socio-religious, agenda, and they need to be kept away from any place they can do harm. Pronouns, yes, pronouns.
Oh God, are people saying pronouns, pal, to you?
Yeah, if they're saying if somebody's social media has their pronouns listed, do not hire them. Yeah.
What a future. I almost kind of wish that Sarah Connor would have failed and we would have been taken over by the robots at this point, because I feel like that's a better future than the shit we're living through right now. We got Yinga Farman again says, did you notice that they hired a female butt double for the reshoots for the next Avengers movie? Will it be for Scarlett Johansson or Brie Larson? I don't think they need one.
Brie Larson needs a butt triple. I mean, it's just so flat. It needs way, way more than is there.
Did you see she broke up with her boyfriend?
She had a boyfriend, really?
Yeah.
God, what did he do? See the trailer?
No, I just I don't know. I hope that they don't try to turn this whole situation into this thing to garner money for Captain Marvel. Like, I don't like when you try to politicize a movie campaign. Just a movie. If it succeeds on its own, that's what it's meant to do. You can't guilt people into seeing Captain Marvel.
No.
Like, did you see that campaign? Some girls like, I want to take my class on a field trip to go see Captain Marvel, and then they started a $10,000 GoFundMe.
Wow.
Like, that's the shit they did with Black Panther last year. So when anyone says about, oh, it's going to be like this, well, the writing's on the wall, folks. That's kind of, been there the whole time.
Man, I tell you, we should find out wherever any of those kind of screenings are that are mostly like woke women trying to gather, and make sure at least one guy with a huge beer belly is in there burping the whole time, loud as he can. That would be great.
I'll get drunk and go. Fuck it. I'll do it for the fans.
What do you guys think Captain Marvel's going to do? You think it's going to work out?
No.
It won't. It won't fail.
Please God, let it fail.
Look, I don't think it'll fail because it's Marvel. Marvel does have that's the difference between Star Wars and Marvel right now, dude. Marvel is on a fucking run. When did a Marvel movie either fail at the box office? None of them have. Or when did it actually wasn't well received with the fans? Even I consider Spider-Man: Homecoming and Thor: Ragnarok the lesser of the MCU flicks. Other people say they're the best. That's the beauty of like a Marvel film compared to a Star Wars film. It's kind of really across the board. You might like Iron Man 3. You might like I don't know, Ant-Man and the Wasp. But there's been kind of something there for everybody. I don't think this movie will be a box office flop, but if they really get preachy with the lead up for this film, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot for like the movie to have legs. Like somebody might say, well, it was good, but I don't think you should see it because X, Y, and Z. I mean, look at Aquaman. That has like the best word of mouth in years. That beat the shit out of that Spider-Man movie. Everybody goes on about how good Into the Spider-Verse is, but Aquaman beat it by like 5 times. So I don't think Marvel's going to be hurting. But remember, it's only 49 days between Captain Marvel and Infinity War or Endgame. So even if it does do less than desired, everyone's going to be talking about the next Endgame movie.
Yeah, I've just never heard as much criticism or anger towards a Marvel movie coming out before it comes out as this. So, I mean, that may have an impact, but yeah, I think you're right.
Well, the thing is, if they pull the Last Jedi card, well, then they deserve it. Stop shitting on the fans for having criticisms.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a sexist or a racist. All it does is turn those people that throw those phrases up there, they're your children. You don't have any other thing. You're a robot. You're a predetermined thing. You just beep boop your way into a fucking response. And that's where the disconnect comes. When you get these people, you catch them blindly defending a product because maybe their job depends on it type of thing.
Yep.
Let's see. Megatron 95 says, hail Darth Jeff, Mario Kart Jeremy, Ethan Band Pie, and Doomcock. I say let's give Star Wars Theory a helping hand after this BS that he's dealt with. Well, Megatron 95 this Saturday night on this channel, World Class Bullshitters. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're listening because of the other channel, subscribe here. Because on Saturday, we're doing a fan film hangout. One of our listeners, our patrons, our friend Sketch Therapy, he did one over the summer with us, and it was a huge success. And so we're going to be watching some Star Wars fan films to recapture the spirit of what true Star Wars is. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you guys have your bell notifications turned on, because that'll be on Saturday night. And it's going to be a lot of fun. They're all going to be on YouTube, so you can watch along with us and have fun. It's going to be, a good way to spend a Saturday if you're snowed in, because the weather's supposed to be shit here in the eastern United States. Kevithar113 says, after the BS Star Wars theory went through, to give us a good Star Wars film, to have Disney or Disney proxy threaten him after making money off him is sickening. He also goes on to say, I challenge all super chatters to match their donations to Star Wars Theory tonight. Jeff, hope you get rich. Thank you. Hell to the High Council, down with Disney. Should I read a couple more, or do you think it would be a natural progression to go into the Star Wars Theory thing?
I think maybe you should talk about Star Wars Theory now.
I think so too. So, full transparency, I haven't had a chance to watch the Darth Vader fan film. It's not that I don't want to. I've been busy producing the comic and doing other stuff like that. But you guys know the situation. Have you guys seen the film?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think?
It was good. Really good.
It was good. I mean, it was much more Star Wars than any of the crap that Disney's been putting out, with the possible exception of Rogue One. It captured much more of the spirit of Disney, of Star Wars, than Disney ever did. In the same way that Axanar was basically going to kick the ass out of Star Trek Discovery, which is why CBS put an end to that.
I was just going to ask you about the Axanar thing, because I follow Midnight's Edge, and they've talked about Axanar. They cover Star Trek. I get my Star Trek information from them, and now you. But I was going to ask you to make that parallel.
Yeah, it's a pointed parallel, because look, it's a stinging indictment of Disney and Lucasfilm and CBS that they just relentlessly target these fan films. And I understand that they own the franchise, they own the rights, etc. and so on. But George Lucas was never threatened by any Star Wars fan films ever.
There were quite a few good ones.
Yeah, and he encouraged them. In fact, he made sound effects and music snippets legally available to the fans, because he understood that a fan film is an expression of love, of passion. Star Wars Theory wasn't making any money at all from this film. I mean, he invested his own money. It was a labor of pure love. And what does Disney do? They gave him permission. They said that he could do it. And then they come along and they slap him down with a copyright notice, and they take possession of it, and they go ahead and monetize it for themselves. CBS sued Axanar into silence, because Axanar was actually the kind of Star Trek that everybody wanted. And here's the problem. I've got a video coming out about this tomorrow, about this Vader situation. And in my video, I make the point, let's say that you are a shoe company, okay? And if you are not selling shoes, but your customers are buying leather and learning how to tan it and learning how to cut it and going to the trouble of stitching it to rubber soles that they have ordered specially from China for the purpose. In other words, they would rather devote a month of their lives making a pair of their own shoes than buy the crap that you're selling. You've got a problem, okay? So the fans of Star Wars are so desperate for Star Wars, they're trying to make some Star Wars that they can love again. And you come along and you piss on it, instead of admitting that you've got to raise your game if YouTubers are beating you. That is a problem. That's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Big problem, yeah.
Great point. Yeah, this does feel like a double cross. I understand. Look, I haven't been following all of everything that's been going on with regards to this, but the impression that I have is that they were told that they were able to do this and given permission. And it does seem kind of sneaky after this, that kind of slimy, that Disney found an excuse to go in and copyright strike the film. I think it's a shame. I think obviously that this movie was done with a childlike love for Star Wars. I mean, you know that's a big-hearted Star Wars fan who made that, and to have him, oh man, that must have felt awful. Must have felt really, really bad to get that boot on your neck from Disney like that.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just, wouldn't it have been so much better if they had actually written him a little note and said, "We saw it, it was great, way to go," and then signed it like all of Lucasfilm, sent him a little card. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that have been so big of them to do that for him?
It would have taken 5 minutes as well.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that the $80,000 or however much it's going to be in ad revenue that Disney is going to get is going to be nothing compared to how in fan regard and in their public relations. It is vastly damaging to Lucasfilm. And when you do crap like this, and CBS has figured this out too, they've suffered this. It's a hard road to come back from, because we do not feel respected, we do not feel cared about, and we see that these guys, they're just in it for the money, and we can go jump off a cliff. They just honestly do not give a damn about the fans and what we want.
Yeah, it's not just the money either. It's just like, you know, they, again, I think it's just that they're so petty and so small. I agree with people who assess this situation as Disney was okay with it because they thought it was going to be no big deal. But once they saw that it had 6 million views, they got envious because they know they are in hot water with the fans. The fans are not happy with what Disney is doing, and everybody's happy with this movie. So they did this out of spite. I mean, it's pretty clear that they did this out of spite. They didn't need to do it. And again, you know, it's like the problem with making a move like this out of spite is it only bites you in the ass in the end. The fans are going to remember this. They're going to rise up. Imagine what it would have done. How many subscribers does Star Wars Theory have? He has over 1 million, doesn't he?
1.4. I was watching his videos today.
1.4 million. Can you imagine? They all write him a letter signed by Kathleen Kennedy with everybody in the office. And it's just like, hey, we liked your film. He's going to put that. He's going to say, look what Lucasfilm gave me. They sent me this card with everybody signed it. They really liked my movie. And then 1.4 million people are going to see that video of him talking about what nice people Lucasfilm are and how they respect the fans. Now the opposite message gets out. I mean, it's just incredible.
How long do you think it's going to take until that happens for him? Like, they're going to use this and jump on it. Like, I bet you within the week he gets some kind of package from Lucasfilm.
Too late.
You think it's too late? Because I don't think it is. Because you're going to look at. Let's just say there's a pro and anti-Disney Star Wars group. Everybody right now seems to be pretty pissed off about this. You got some people like John Campea. Actually, John Campea, our favorite shill, was railing on Star Wars Theory, and his comment section was ripping him apart, and so he deleted his post. But over on my Facebook page for the channel, people had taken screenshots of what John Campea said, and it was stupid. He was running off at the mouth. But I think people will use, if Lucasfilm apologizes or sends him a fruit basket or something, they'll use it as ammunition against the fandom menace, because every decision is metered from them. I think they'll do that. I don't think it's too late.
Oh, they'll try it, but we're not going to fall for it. I mean, I was saying that we're not going to forgive them for this if they apologize. That's bullshit.
Dude, the fandom menace won't forget or forgive, but you have a lot of these blind loyalists that can't get over because, like you said, the consumers, they go see it because it's a brand. You know, you get it for those people. They're going to buy it. Oh, they were in their rights and they still sent this guy a letter. They're really good people. They care about me. It's like, keep telling yourself that, and maybe one day even you'll believe in it. But I mean, I think this will be coming down the pipe by the weekend. He'll get another update, and it'll be like, oh yeah, they apologized, and personal call from Kathleen Kennedy or something.
I'll be surprised, because they generally tend to double down on their idiocy. That's the standard corporate practice today. CBS does the same thing. I mean, goddamn, they ripped off that guy that did the tardigrades, Anis Abdeen, allegedly. I mean, basically, Anis Abdeen is suing them for putting a blue spacefaring tardigrade surrounded by spores into Star Trek Discovery when it was in his little indie game like a year or two before that.
And instead of apologizing, instead of settling, they said, well, we won't sue you if you'll go away. And he said, to hell with that. And now the trial is proceeding, basically. So corporations do not back down. Stupidly, they think that that's a sign of weakness, but we're going to show them what weakness is come, December 20th. I really want their business to suffer. We've got to make sure that Star Wars Episode 9 gets boycotted, in my opinion.
Well, I've never seen our fans, and we have crossover fans. I've never seen our fans so angry, and so many posts pop up so quickly about the Vader fan film thing. Like, when Kathleen Kennedy's contract was renewed, that was one thing, but this is almost as much. I've seen this covered so many times on our Facebook, Geeks and Gamers. Quartering did a video. Like, this is the big Star Wars. The funny thing is, this actually deflected from the whole, Disney profit loss thing. I'm not saying it's conspiracy. Some people will. All I'm saying is nobody talks about the profit and loss anymore. Everything's this Vader fan film. So is it good that it's deflected from that, or is it bad because it's more bad optics? Because there's a face with the Star Wars Theory dude. With other things, maybe they're blind lawsuits, this, that, and the other, but there's a face and people are taking screenshots of him and he looks like he's really saddened by the news. I mean, do you think people are, going to defend that?
Defend them doing that to him?
No. I mean, sorry. I misspoke. Cecil just sent me a message. Do you think people are? Yeah, sorry. It threw me off. Do you think people are going to?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. They're gonna respond more violently to that because I mean, there's a face on this pain, and it's pain that we all feel as fans. So in a sense, it's almost like. He's not a scapegoat in terms of receiving our sins, but he's kind of a symbolic receptacle of all of our pain and disappointment with Star Wars and with Lucasfilm. It's kind of like we finally get a little nice something and they break it and they take it away. Essentially, that's it. I mean, and that hurts even worse because it's so needless. It's so pointless. You could make
it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. I just got an update. Warner Campbell, who also copy claimed the video, replied to Star Wars Theory threatening to copy strike the channel. His whole channel is going to get taken down and have it removed if Star Wars Theory dared appeal the claim.
Right.
They claimed the video over a part of one of the songs sounding similar to a part of the Imperial March, even though the whole soundtrack was original. So they're threatening to take his whole channel down now.
Right. So he can't even appeal. He can't appeal. If he appeals... And he's in the right because unless it'd have to be damn similar. I mean, he spent money to do an original score so that he wouldn't have this problem. And they're just saying, oh, look, here's 5 notes or whatever it's going to be. It's probably a bullshit claim, but he doesn't dare risk it.
This is hateful. This is really, really bad.
Yep. It's disgusting. And that's why I've got a video coming out about it tomorrow. And it made me pretty sick. I mean, in this outrage culture, I mean, every day we are inundated with more, corporate outrages and stuff. But this is really bad. This is really something.
What would you guys do in his situation?
Back down.
What would we do? Yeah, back down.
I'd delete the video.
Yeah, it's a huge company. There's nothing. I mean, he's talking about a 1.4 million subscriber channel. He's making a really, really good living off of that. Disney will crush him, and that's the problem with this. Disney will absolutely crush him, and they're showing him such contempt, by threatening, saying, "Hey, we've copyright struck your channel, and if you dare to, if you appeal the claim, we're going to take down your whole channel." That's hateful, man. They're out for blood. Disney's out for blood. We have to. I don't know. This year is going to be weird, guys. This year's war.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I always knew it was going to be too. The lead up to episode 9 is the most important. What we got 11 months and 5 days. It's going to be the most important 11 months and 5 days in terms of like the fandom menace ever. Because this is our big battle of Yavin.
It is.
Take that analogy how you will, but this is it, folks. I mean, if you put it like this, and I know this sounds kind of harsh and crass to say it like this. But if you've spent time watching these videos and doing shit on Facebook and all this stuff, put your money where your mouth is. When it comes down to it, don't, just blindly roll over. if the trailer impresses you, weigh that against how you felt and logically figure it out. Like, just because a trailer looks a certain way doesn't mean the movie's going to be whatever. And make sure you pay attention to their tricks and the way they market the film. I mean, I didn't think the Aquaman trailer was anything spectacular, and boom. So it can go both ways. I've seen trailers that were awesome and the movie sucked ass. So
I want to know. I want to know if our contemporaries, if the people who oppose us that don't work for Lucasfilm, I want to know if these weirdos, on social media, if they approve of this, if this kind of bullying is okay with them, if they support Star Wars in this. It's one thing to say, to give them a copyright strike. It's a little bit, you know what I mean? It's a little bit underhanded. It's one thing. They do own Darth Vader. It's another thing to treat him like this and to threaten to take down his whole channel. I mean, it's contemptuous, man. This is just hateful. If you are supporting Disney Lucasfilm in this kind of behavior, you're not a Star Wars fan, and you can't relate to other Star Wars fans, because I don't think this guy did anything wrong. I don't think Star Wars Theory did anything wrong, and I don't think he's someone who's picking on Ryan Johnson or Kelly Marie Tran or any of the things that they say. He's just a true fan with a big channel. He didn't deserve to be treated like this. And I'm telling you, this has got to cross the aisle. This has got to cross the aisle. If these weirdos over there that I'm making videos about don't agree that this is beyond the pale, then something's really, really wrong with them.
I wouldn't be surprised, Ethan, because I tell you what, these SJWs, these social justice warriors, are the ultimate conformists. I mean, they form a kind of hive mind, and they really, really love to just knuckle down under a particular authority or creed. That's basically
they like it. You're right. They like it when power exerts itself, when they're aligned with that power. They really like that.
Yeah, we're individualists and they're collectivists. That's basically it.
Would you guys like to hear what John Campea said about this?
Oh yeah.
So this was a screenshot taken at 4:33 and uploaded to our Facebook page about 8:30 tonight. Now, according to our fan who sent this in, he took this post down. So this is John Campea. Newsflash, you're not allowed to steal someone else's intellectual copyright property and use it to make money, especially not on YouTube. So why is everyone acting so surprised that the Vader fan film that guy was monetizing got flagged for copyright infringement and revenue is being rerouted to Disney instead of the guy? This literally happens every day on YouTube. If you want to make something, make your own stuff, not someone else's. And if you want to make a fan film, great. Just be aware that you can't do it for money.
He wasn't doing it for money.
He wasn't.
Exactly. And then John, somebody says, I don't think he was monetizing it, John. And then John Campea says, I got an ad when I watched it a few days ago. So yeah, he was monetizing. Maybe he stopped.
Bullshit. The ad that he saw was Disney. By then, Disney had taken it over, and they are monetizing it. That's the thing, John.
Yeah, the dude can't even kiss the right ass. He's that much of a fuck up.
Idiot.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of John Campea because it's people like him that ruin geek culture. And, you can go on to Collider and all this stuff, but all those places are just advertising from a studio. They will put themselves in fans' clothing. They'll wear the Star Wars shirt and the hat. They'll surround themselves with Funko Pops and all these other shitty pieces of merchandise that you can pick up for super cheap or have sent to you because nobody really does much with them and they're new. I mean, I know this is a quick detour, but you can tell how dedicated some of these people are with their sets. Like the Nerdrotic channel has got walls and walls of classic Kenner and Toy Biz action figures. Shit the dude didn't just buy for a set. Stuff that the guy's had for years. And he's really upset with this whole Star Wars Theory situation. He actually is giving away all of his Star Wars merchandise through Patreon because he just can't stand to look at it anymore, and he's boycotting the movie. And the Nerdrotic channel has seen huge growth. Gary's a great dude. So if you're looking for somebody to watch after you watch World Class Bullshitters, Doomcock, and Comic Artist Pro Secrets in any order you choose, go watch Nerdrotic channel because that dude gets it. He gets everything. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars. Great channel, great content.
And yeah, I add too that Gary and I do the Exozone. We do that basically paranormal show like a couple of times a month, and love to have you guys on sometime.
When is your next one?
I think we probably got one coming up this Sunday, probably.
This Sunday, you say? What time do you think it might be?
Probably around 9 o'clock in the
Central?
evening. Yeah.
Shoot me a message to remind me. If the invite's open, I'd love to join.
All right, that sounds great.
Because I saw that you guys were going live the other night when I had to do the solo Star Wars story watch party, and I was just like, damn it, I really wish I had the energy to do both because I love that. Like, seriously, if I'm drawing, that's the kind of stuff I listen to.
Man, that would be great. We'd love to have you. And Ethan, I heard you wanted to maybe be on for a JFK conspiracy shot sometime. So you'd definitely be welcome too.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But real quick, if I can jump back to John Campea for a minute, those types of people just always try to act like they're the fan voice. You know, I represent this, I represent that. Realistically, you're the person that's flown out to the movie premieres. You're given exclusive access, this, that, and the other, because you talk a certain way about a movie studio, a movie product. You're not really a fan. Us, we don't get early access. We don't get wined and dined. I got to pay for my fucking tickets to go see Avengers or whatever else. And you know what? I may shit on Star Wars, but I've liked the Marvel stuff, so I'm not really shilling for anybody. I just have differing opinions. But you got certain people that no matter what comes from a company, they just blindly defend it. No matter quality be damned. Their job is on the line. And I think that those are the most dangerous type of people, because they can trick people into thinking, I'm just like you. I love these things. I'm passionate about it. Yeah, dude. But you also get a check from advertising companies. So people like John Campea are very, very interesting to me because they can't handle criticism very well either.
Yeah.
I'm actually pissed off now.
Over what?
The email that I just read. I'm really angry about that.
Oh, is it personal?
No, I read it to you. It's just the idea of taking down his channel.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Makes me gets me pretty good.
Yep. Bullying.
Yeah.
Well, our friend Logan Michael sent in a super chat that said Funko Pops are still gay.
I hate Funko Pops. By the way, Pop stands for part of the problem, and they are the problem. But Funko Pops are actually keeping comic book stores open at this point. Comic books are doing so bad. These Funko Pops, people go in there and buy Funko Pops and not comic books. And some of these retailers are keeping their doors open temporarily. When the pop bursts, when the pop market pops, everyone's in real trouble. That's the thing.
It's this generation's Beanie Babies, dude.
Yeah.
And I've liked Funko stuff in the past. I've got some sitting right here on my computer. I've got a cool, I think his name is Gil. He was like a creature from the Black Lagoon one, and Frankenstein one, and a skeleton with a derby. They were really cool. You know, this wasn't that line of the pop, but Funko makes some cool stuff.
Oh, they do. They're have you seen their little It action figures?
No.
Oh, they're great. They're like a 3 3/4 inch, but they have articulated elbows, knees, and they come in like 2 3-packs. You get all the kids, but they each come with a different version of Pennywise, like a bloody regular one, and then one with the big teeth. And so Funko does some decent stuff. Like I got a Miami Vice 2-pack that's not a Funko Pop. It's just as vinyl. Nice. So I don't dislike the company in theory, but I've said it before and I'll say it again with you, man. To me, Funko Pops are just the homogenized representation of popular culture.
Yeah, they really are. They're kind of like, you know, the token toy for wannabe geeks, basically.
To me, they're the Big Bang Theory of merchandise. And when that show's gone.
There. Yeah.
Well, even I know you said they're keeping comic book stores open, and this isn't hyperbolic. Like every time I see another article talking about a closing comic book shop, I read the article and I feel genuinely sad because, we can laugh at Marvel and Disney and DC and stuff like that, but you got to realize those are people's livelihoods. Like my local comic book shop, Rock and Rooster, if, Marvel does something dumb, they're not taking much money home. I mean, I talked to my comic book guy and he's like, yeah, some months are great, some months are terrible. And it's, there's a state of flux, and it's really concerning for me because that's such a part of the American thing. It's like the comic book shop. You go, you read your books, you talk. But Marvel has tried to change that. They don't want people to discuss their books. They just want you to blindly buy it and don't question anything.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and Marvel's really, really a wasteland now. I mean, they've just rebooted and SJW'd the hell out of their universe, and God knows even what's up with it. I mean, when Captain America is a Hydra agent, that's it, Jim. It's dead.
That to me was one of the most offensive things they've done. I mean, I'm a Spider-Man fan. I've watched them do some stupid crap to the characters, but I'm just like, really? Now is not the time to try to make a statement about America. We're already torn apart over a great many things. Maybe Captain America, we're supposed to look to him to be a better person.
Yeah,
that's what the character traditionally has been.
But patriotic.
Or
Remember
maybe
what
just
that was? Jesus.
Yeah, just tell fun stories that distract people from however they feel.
Yeah.
That would work.
I went back and I read the old, was it Spider-Man 361 through 363, the first appearance of Carnage. That's a fun escapist story. Spider-Man's on the hunt for a serial killer. Then he has to go get Venom from this island, and they have to come back and fight. Just nothing political. I mean, what was going on in 1992, guys, politically? Desert Storm, right? Or was that
not much? Not much.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not. They were different times. Hell, they were different times a couple years ago.
Yeah. And then they did that damn thing where Peter Parker, it turns out that Spider-Man all along was a clone for a long time, and Peter Parker was basically roaming the country on a motorcycle for all that time. Do you remember that?
That fucking story. Don't even get me started, dude.
Yeah.
If I ever meet someone that's like, that's the greatest Spider-Man story ever, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that really, Jesus Christ. And multiply that by 10 or 20, and that's what basically Marvel has done at this point. So
the funny thing though is Doomcock back then, people were buying the Clone Saga, so they kept it going for what, a year and a half, 2 years or whatever, or maybe it was 4 years. But they kept it going for so long because people were eating that shit up left and right.
I wasn't. That's it.
I look at that as a dark spot on comic books for me. Spider-Man's my favorite. I could sit and talk to you all day about it. But when I get to the Clone Saga, I'm just like, ooh, no.
Man, I know. We will have to talk Spider-Man sometime because
gladly we'll do that on your channel so I can get my audience to subscribe to you.
Thank you. That will be fun. That would be absolutely great.
John Tonette says, "Hail,
hail, John Tonette."
Thank you very much, John Tonette. That was a very generous super chat.
He's awesome.
Mark C says, "Hail, Doomcock."
Hail, Mark C. Damn it, great guys.
Mellow E says, "Hello, gentlemen, and all the ladies."
Ooh, that's toxic.
Kato Roan says, "Hail, Doomcock. Hail the High Council."
Hail, Kato Roan. Good guy.
Laws, excuse me. "I was just here to listen in. Didn't expect to hear the sultry voice of our dark overlord Doomcock. Hail."
Hail to you guys. It's so good to be here, man. Thank you all for asking me. Seriously.
Dude, you're very welcome. We love having you on, man. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Mark C says, "Hail to the High Tea Council." I like that name for us.
Damn right.
High Tea Council.
That's right.
Evil Ash 3373 says, "We love cock." Doomcock, that is.
Oh, Jesus. That's terrible. But thank you, I guess.
Alec Munoz says, "Disney and their actions have declared war on us."
Oh, yeah. Shit, they did that way back a couple of years ago, didn't they?
Yep. Cinevereth 653 says, "Hail to the High Council and hail Doomcock."
Hail, brother.
Fanatics of Film. Gillette, the best a ma'am can get.
I don't always shave my mammaries, but when I do, I prefer Gillette.
Ugh. Oh my god. Walking Tin Can says, "The comedy of errors with Disney Star Wars continues. What can Disney do to walk back this blunder with Star Wars theory?"
Jump off a cliff.
Head first?
Yeah.
I don't think they will do anything. As long as you have people coming out to blindly defend them, they're just we're always right. We're always right.
Yep. That's why we need to show them that they're wrong. That's why we need to boycott. That's why we need to hit them in their wallets.
Mary Vidalis has a message for you. "Hi, Uncle Ethan. Have a great show with a heart."
Well, thank you.
Yingiv Farman says, Doomcock, what do you think of the Orville? Do you agree with the professional critics that it sucks? I kind of like it.
I love the Orville. Absolutely. It's the only Star Trek that we have on right now. Ever since Star Trek Continues got, pushed off of YouTube. I mean, I swear to God, that was the best non-Star Trek series of all time. I mean, it's practically canon in my opinion. And the Orville kicks ass. Now, I thought that the first 2 episodes this season were really weak. And I've been sitting on a review of it. I just keep getting this news, like these Vader things and, all this stuff coming out. I can't get to the damn review, but I can say that the 3rd episode kicks ass. It looks like it's backfiring on all thrusters. So I agree with the fans. The Orville kicks ass.
Let's see. It says, Mark C says, kick Jeremy, hail Doomcock.
Don't kick him too hard, though. His hat might fly off.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing that keeps him grounded.
That's right.
Proper Jeremy says the next Council of Jeremy stream will be this Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My arch nemesis Doomcock is welcome to join us anytime he wants, if he dares.
Hail Proper Jeremy, man. Soy-based Jeremy, Indiana Jeremy, Proper Jeremy. It's an army, Jeremy. A plethora of Jeremys.
Oh, the Jer army is in full force here in the hike. You know what? I would love to know what percentage of the fandom menace is made up by the Jer army. If Caitlin, if she could help us out and give us those numbers, we'd greatly appreciate it. Chihuahua Jeremy says, Borkus, Bork, Bark, Borkus, Bark, Roof, Roof, Bark, Borkus.
Oh!
Thanos EVS says pie. But what is pie? Pie is love. Pie is God. Pie.
That's beautiful.
Garth, I think that was a haiku. Wow. Sentient Root Beer. That's a great screen name. Lords of the High Council, I bring you tithings of tears fresh from the soy boys. We love them.
Tastes fruity.
We'll bathe in them.
Tastes fruity.
Stone Cold Jeremy says, damn, Jeremy, even Cecil isn't that disruptive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, hold on. We were at Stone Cold Jeremy. Sorry, we were... Sorian Sky says, let Star Wars Theory Gate be a lesson to all the sequel defenders, shills, and anyone who sides with Mickey instead of the fans. Theory himself, too. Oh.
That's got to be a lesson for him. What's his channel like? Is he kind of anti-Disney Star Wars or what?
I think he's pretty pro.
Really?
Because he kept throwing out toxic fans in his response video.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. The Rookie Critic says, how about we switch it up? Have the bullshitters host at Comicsgate Live, have Ethan host Geeks and Gamers, and have Jeremy host World Class Bullshitters.
That'd be crazy.
I think the other guys on my show would eat Jeremy alive. It takes a certain level of asshole to handle my show. I think Jeremy's just too nice of a guy.
I don't know.
I think our friend Cecil could handle it. Cecil, what's up, man?
Hello. I heard someone saying I was disruptive, and that's complete bullshit. Did you see all the manners I had when I came on just now?
Yeah,
that was good. I didn't even know you were here. I'm impressed. Things have changed.
I went to a finishing school this year.
It shows, yeah.
I'm almost finished.
Cecil, when we get off the air, I'm going to ask you to give me some advice. I'm looking for hotels in New York City. I want to know some decent ones.
I don't sleep. I don't sleep at hotels.
Oh, you're not going to open your giant mansion to us.
Go to the W. There's a W. Where are you doing? Are you doing business in New York?
Yeah, in April.
I know. Where downtown or midtown?
Wherever we want to stay, honestly.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be doing the business at the hotel wherever you stay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to midtown. The W.
Okay, I will. Let's see. Edward Antonowitz says, Jeff, loved the shared video with John Campia. Thank you very much. For those wondering, over on our Facebook page, I shared a video of John Campia, talking shit about Aquaman and then being put in his place. So if you want to watch a critic, in quotations, eat crow, there you go. The Grand Inquisitor, thank you very much. Don't just boycott Gillette, boycott all of Procter & Gamble. Use Unilever brands or find small independent companies to support. Hail Doomcock.
Hell, man, that's a good idea. Why not? Procter and Gamble. Who cares about them?
They're only the biggest company in town that I live in, but hey, whatever.
They're finished.
Dude, they own. I don't think this will even put a golf ball sized dent in their roof because, dude, Procter and Gamble owns more brands than we know. It's like, oh, they own. Like when you go to the pop aisle, it's like this is Coke, this is Pepsi, this is 7-Up, and depending on where you live, certain companies distribute different drinks. It's like go down your laundry detergent aisle. Everything is all Procter and Gamble. They just have company after company. They'll be fine. Gillette could disappear tomorrow, and it won't hit them at the top.
Yeah, that's true. But I think what we need to do is make sure that they suffer as Gillette. In other words, the asshole that okayed this ad, the vice president, the president of that division of Procter and Gamble, if they go ahead and get canned for this, that would be at least a sign. Don't try and shame males out of being males, basically.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm not even coming to the defense of Procter and Gamble. Believe me, I'm with you on the Gillette thing. It's going to be interesting. I wasn't going to cover this or talk about it. I'm at least going to look into it for the channel, because our listeners cross over and they're going to want to know certain things. So I'm glad you guys filled me in with what's going on. Cecil, have you heard about the situation with Gillette?
Absolutely, I'm on top of it. In fact, I'm on the Procter and Gamble website right now, yeah, they own everything. They own Pampers and Loves. They own Tide, Bounce, Cheer, Downy, Gain, Era, Dreft, Ace. Those I never even heard of. Bounty, Charmin, Puffs, Always tampons and Head and Shoulders, Aussie, Herbal Essence, Old Spice, Pantene, Cascade, Dawn, Gain, Febreze, Joy, Mr. Clean, Swiffer, Braun, Gillette, Venus. They own everything. I'm not even Vicks, NyQuil.
I told you guys.
Price Select, ProSelect,
Prilosec OTC.
There we go. Crest, Fixodent, Oral-B, Scope, Ivory, Oil of Olay, Safeguard, Secret. And I'm skipping ones that I'm not familiar with. Yeah, they own everything. So yeah, if they lost Gillette, it wouldn't mean nothing.
I hope they own Depends because they're going to need them if they air that on the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I mean, it's the weird thing is I guarantee you that the advertising company that did it will win an award this year for it.
Yeah.
They don't register on what the sales are. They just register on the impact, the amount of clicks it got, the amount of heat it generated.
Attention. That's all they're looking for.
It'll win awards because they like to reward themselves for bullshit.
You know what that award is going to look like? It's going to be shaped like a unicorn farting a rainbow. And the rainbow unicorn fart goes to Gillette.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, 5 people care.
It's a Funko.
Eric Stitt says, "Hey Mickey, gargle a red saber."
What the hell does that mean?
Christopher Lowe says, "Doomcock, does that mean trans women?" There's no S on trans women. I think I just meant trans women.
Does that mean trans women?
Yeah.
That's what?
Like
Talking
what?
about the shaving thing. These are the super chats from 917.
Oh, shaving the memories like the corners of my mind. I don't know.
Grub Killer.
You don't have to be a woman to have memories. I'm proof of that.
At least you're honest about everything, Cecil.
I could shave my tits.
No.
It should, really, if they're tits.
Oh, stop saying shaved tits. It makes me want to puke.
You're not the boss of me.
Grub Killer Carmine, cool screen name, says, "Hey, what are your thoughts on Disney striking theory?" I think we covered that. We all, he went to Disney, he did the right thing, and they kind of backstabbed him. Abu Nas, thank you very much. Who wants to boycott Disney/fake Lucasfilm? This dude over here, LOL. Gillette drinking the alien titty milk, I see. I wish that I was there with all of you tearing it up. God is proud of you. Keep doing his work.
Thank you, Abu Nas.
Nice message.
Yep.
You know, our fans are awesome. Toxic hate group, my ass.
Yep.
Fanatics of Film says Paul Joseph Watson made a video talking about how it is a total communist move in terms of Gillette.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that guy still made YouTube videos. I don't watch too much political stuff. The most I do is Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Party Om Civi, welcome back. Hail High Council, Doomcock Sama, my liege. Hear about the Square Enix employee harassment thing? California will be primed for conquest soon, my lord.
I can't wait. See, they're weakening from within, and then I shall swoop in with my giant robots, giant insects, lurching army of undead, and anti-social justice warriors, like antibodies. Make them melt.
I haven't heard about the situation, but I know the Quartering has a video, so I'll have to check that out. Perpetual Punster says, Hail Doomcock. Good, good. Let the testosterone flow through you.
Always. Jesus.
Yeah.
Gets me more in trouble. I tell you, I've had more trouble with testosterone in my life than anything.
It's a good problem to have.
I just, it sucks. It sucks. It's the worst thing that you like. The worst vice that you can have is liking women too much, because even if you're an alcoholic and you drink a glass of scotch, you're not going to get home and have a glass of vodka be mad at you for it. You know what I mean? It's true.
I get where you're coming from, man. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's see. We got Gojira5 that says Doomcock in Portland.
No, I don't think so. It's a duplicate. It's a duplicate. There's an alternate universe Doomcock in Portland, Oregon.
Dude, by the way, I just watched that alternate universe Star Trek episode. It was awesome.
Mirror, mirror.
Yeah, that was a damn fine episode. That sent me on my little Star Trek marathon.
Dude, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Old stuff, man, has so much more value than new stuff. And it's not because it's what I grew up on and all this shit. It's just there was more depth and less pew-pew laser blasts.
You know what, Jeff? I was watching the original series maybe a couple months ago, and my nieces came in the room, and it was on like a huge high-def television, and they just broke into laughter. It was like a school play. Like in high def, it looks really, really cheap. It does look like a play.
Oh yeah, dude, the stunt doubles. Okay, so Doomcock, you'll understand this reference. Do you know the episode where that ghost of Jack the Ripper kills the woman and they blame Scotty?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wolf in the fold.
There's a fight scene where that little guy that's playing the embodiment of the killer,
right?
Like a fat dude in a skin bald cap takes a flip from Captain Kirk. I'm like, what? Like, dude gained like 40 pounds for a stunt. That'd be like if I stunt doubled for Daisy Ridley. It was just that obvious. I laughed my ass off watching that shit.
Well, now of course, he was inhabited by this spirit that had been Jack the Ripper on Earth, and in a rage, that spirit inflated. And so it just changed his. I mean, no, it's true. It's absolutely true. So it changed his mass. I'm just saying.
Fair enough.
Plus, they shot these things for televisions that were 12 inches wide. They didn't anticipate big screen TVs like we have. So
they didn't know the future.
I have a question for Doomcock because I'm going to do a video soon about who. Basically, I'm going to start a series of videos called "Who Would Win," and the first one is going to be Spock versus Chewbacca. Who would win?
Probably Chewbacca. I don't even think Spock could reach up to get Chewbacca's neck, and pinch it. So,
but he's also very strong.
He is, but Chewbacca is a real warrior. I mean, that guy, I believe, is extremely strong and pulls droids' arms out of their sockets. I don't think that Spock could do that. That's my take.
Captain Kirk had no super strength and was able to beat a Zorn.
You mean a Gorn?
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said a Zorn. Well, yeah, but he used cunning, and the Gorn was very slow moving and kind of muscle bound.
That's because of the suit.
Well, or he's just thick, and lizards. Some lizards like Gila monsters move a lot slower than say anoles
and those are the most deadly lizards on Earth. The Gila monster.
Yeah, but only for idiots that lie still.
and hold their arm out and say, "Oh no, whatever am I gonna do? There's this Gila monster bearing down on me. Fiddle-dee-dee, I guess I'll just die." Or you could just move, you know.
Hey, is that the episode where Captain Kirk randomly makes gunpowder? And
Yeah.
like,
Yes,
It
yes.
fires-
the launcher?
It's because the Metrons left the components to make the gunpowder on the planet. They said that you could fashion weapons. Now the Gorn, being kind of a primitive warrior race, he just like carved out an obsidian, blade basically. And Kirk is remembering his basic science, and he manufactures some gunpowder because there's sulfur lying around and all these chemicals that he recognizes. So that's why he's Captain Kirk. That's why he's
So don't you think Spock could put something together to beat Chewbacca with his superior intellect?
Well, basically, Cecil, when you say that, I was thinking that basically they're like in a room or something. I mean, if Spock can run and there's like he's on a planet and there's materials, then I think the advantage would shift to Spock. But if he's within arm, if they say okay and go, and he's in arm,
So you're saying in a bar
Chewbacca.
fight, it's Chewbacca all day long.
If like they're at a football field apart on an alien planet, I think probably Spock would prevail.
All right, I'm gonna have to work out a few scenarios. I'm doing a video on it.
Are you going to take into account Han Solo being by Chewbacca's side?
Well,
Cheating.
the next episode is going to be Kirk versus Han Solo.
Ooh, I'm going to watch this series. I can't wait.
Well, Kirk would win if Han Solo didn't have his blaster. I mean, if it's even, Kirk wins. I mean, Kirk does the flying two-legged kick, for God's sakes. Dun,
Yeah,
dun, 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 dun.
He did fight. He fought a really horny Spock to a standstill.
That's right. That's right. And even taunted him. He said, "All right, you mutinous, disloyal, computerized half-breed. We'll see about you deserting my ship."
What episode is this?
That is This Side of Paradise, where
All right.
Spock got blasted by the spore, so he was in love with Jill Ireland, and who wouldn't be in love with Jill Ireland? She was gorgeous, and he had to make him mad to shake off the effects of the spores, and he did.
I'm watching that
Killed.
tonight after the High Council.
He goes, "What makes you think you're a man? You're an overgrown jackrabbit, and Nelf with a hyperactive thyroid." Just attacks him.
Warren Roar says, "God bless you guys for speaking the truth and representing the true Star Wars fans. Hashtag without respect, we reject. Hashtag boycott 9. Hail Doomcock."
Hail Warren Roar. Yes, one of my loyal legionnaires. Outstanding. Patreon.com/Doomcock. Thank you, sir.
Doomcock. I'm sorry. One more thing. Spock was able to stand in the reactor for an extended period of time. I don't know if Chewbacca would be able to do that.
Yeah, of course it killed him, but the Chewbacca would have the added problem of his fur going on fire.
That's what I was thinking. He would ignite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why
And by
don't
the
you
way,
put-
Gillette, I have a question for Gillette. So we're not supposed to approach women, but let's say that it's in a bar and it's a birthday party, and like in these videos, her hair sets on fire. Should the guy like start towards her, and then the person of color puts his hand on him and says, "No, man, that's no good." I mean, are there circumstances where we can still approach women?
Yes.
Nope.
I honestly, when you pulled up Gillette, I thought you were going to link that to Chewbacca. That's pretty good synergy, like an ad campaign, Gillette and Star Wars, where they shaved Chewbacca.
Do you
But
really
he'd have
wanna
to
see a
shave
shaved
before he
Chewbacca?
went into the chamber.
Wait, what?
He'd have to stop and shave before he went into the containment chamber to do the radiation.
Yeah, someone would pull out a Gillette, or maybe all of them would, and they would all, like a group of people, start shaving him down.
The ship would go up in flames. It would be too late.
I'm derailing Jeff's super chats. Go ahead, Jeff.
Working Man Jeremy says, "Hail Doomcock."
Hail, working man Jeremy.
Our friend Logan Michael says, "If you like Funko Pops, you have a big gay." I don't even know how to respond to those besides laughing. Thank you, Logan Michael. All Out of Bubblegum says, "The aliens are here, but they are not the almond-shaped eye, gray skin. Look out, or it'll probably be you in the backside. Or pop you in the back, probe you in the backside, excuse me. No, I believe it's a parasite from space that's taking over the female brain."
Like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I should
Although-
do a comic about that.
Yeah. Oh, except you should call it Invasion of the Booty Snatchers.
I was gonna do something with the word snatch in it, but I was trying to come up with it off the top of my head. Sorry.
I know what you were thinking. You were thinking Snatch Snatchers.
That's even...
Can we make the most toxic male comic book ever and piss off everybody?
We could. We should collaborate, though. We could write it in about 30 minutes.
Yeah. We'll draw everyone all buff and studly like an old John Buscema painting. You know, fucking veins and shit. You literally rip out of your clothing when you think about it. It's like, oh, woman.
Hulk smash. No, it's just Jeremy.
Odin's Movie Blog, thank you very much. Dollar Shave Club, or I would simply suggest being a man and growing a damn beard. Love you guys and keep this in mind. Lord Doomcock, together we could be Odincock. Hashtag Odincock takes over the world.
That's wow. Not since the Penisauruses of Flesh Gordon has there been such an idea. Odincock. I don't know.
Let's see. Jeremy Shotland says Star Wars Theory getting Shaft is depressing. Screw Disney, screw EA, and Disney again for canceling another open world Star Wars game. Again, I just read. Yeah, I was going to mention this too before we closed it out, but we're nowhere near closing it out. Yeah, EA just canceled the open world Star Wars game. So they canceled.
I heard, yeah.
1313 a while ago. Like,
why
they canceled 1313? They never gave an answer. But Kathleen Kennedy is on quote saying maybe we'll bring it back someday. So that'll happen. But listen to this, Ethan. It took place on Coruscant on level 1313, and you were Boba Fett, and you were dealing with the scum of the galaxy. And it was supposed to be for PlayStation 4. It looked amazing. There were screenshots of it, and everyone was excited. And then nothing. So you get Battlefront 2, or Battlefront, and then Battlefront 2. Do they not like making money?
Yeah, why'd they do that? That's weird.
I'm sure there'll be some bullshit reason, and we'll have some garbage tier website say, "Oh, it's a good thing we don't get an open world Star Wars game because it promotes toxic whatever." I was like, "Fuck off." You know what? You want to talk about this shit? I'm gonna go play Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption 2. Those games make billions of dollars. Oh, they promote this. Who gives a shit? They make tons of money, and no one's hurt in the process. Women work on those games. Men work on the games. People from every race and color work on those games. It's a fucking product. Just get over yourselves, people. Mild Peril says, I'd really like to hear Nerdrotic on High Council. I reached out to him, but I never got anything back. So I reached out to Nerdrotic, Doomcock, and Cecil. Well, you saw who showed up. Lord Dark Helmet says, my best move is to tell chicks that I have a huge maid in space with a vacuum cleaner. Still works. No to Gillette. Yes to straight razor. Mega maid. She's gone from suck to blow. Let's see. Gajirify throwing some shade. Jeff, you don't need to do a soy voice. Just use your regular voice.
Oh, hey, oh.
I know. I'm so heartbroken. I'm gonna roll up into a ball and never forget.
Busting your chops.
Oh, Moist Visions Incorporated says jealousy. Star Wars Theory gave us what we want. Equals Disney pissed.
Yep, basically. The guy showed up. Got showed up by a fan.
Yeah, that's gotta, chap your ass. But, why wouldn't Disney just, down the road, what they could have done to get some really awesome thing is they could have done a fan film section on their Star Wars streaming service.
Absolutely.
That could have been something.
They really blew this. The guy was getting heat and a lot of attention, and instead of somehow fostering goodwill from it, they became the fucking Empire.
Yep.
We all saw what happened to the Empire in Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
They lived on for 30 more years to become the First Order and still suck ass.
Yep.
Handlebar Fox says, cover Captain Marvel movie casting buttocks body double. We did. If it has to be for Brie Larson, I don't mean to... Look, we've all watched the first Avengers. Scarlett Johansson didn't need a body double.
No.
Did you guys see that meme floating around about Brie Larson in the Captain Marvel suit, and then they put Spider-Man's butt on her or whatever?
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, I didn't need to see my Spider-Man sexualized like that, but whatever. I didn't complain.
Dude, that's not, I don't want to see that. That was messed up.
No. By the way, folks, I will have a video out tomorrow. It's a big one, so you guys don't want to miss it. It's a little more confirmation from some Star Wars piece of information. But on Thursday night on the podcast, we're going to cover the Spider-Man trailer. So if you're wondering what our thoughts are on World Class Bullshitters, don't miss Thursday night's podcast, 8:30 p.m. here on this channel.
Outstanding.
Basil says, Doom Super Muscular Pheasant.
Hail, Basil. Basil? Good to see you, man.
Let's see. Grimjoy says, I feel like episode 9 will be a bunch of lightsaber battles and end up looking like Tron.
I think it's going to look like a food court in the 80s. That's what I think. At the mall.
Shitty feathered hair, too?
Meet Darth Orange Julius. Yeah, exactly, with feathered hair.
I would buy a shirt that says Darth Orange Julius on it. I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, I feel like it'll be a bunch of lightsaber battles too. I would just title this film Star Wars The Fan Service Awakens, or just Fan Service the movie, because they're going to try to throw everything that, because look, they went into production last July. So everyone had seen The Last Jedi. They heard all the responses, so they had their shill army defend them, and I guarantee you they listened to people like us and took notes and inventory of what the online consensus was, and they're trying to please more people. So we'll see in 11 months and 5 days. Roar and Roar says they just want to neuter and get rid of true, real men.
Yep. I believe that is the trait. That is the case, but you can counter that by listening to the High Council, listening to Doomcock, and to some extent, listening to Cecil.
Well, the one thing is, you know, you get these things. I don't usually get this deep into it, but it's like they're trying to push out this masculinity, but you know, women in the real world go for that. So it's like basically you're going to shoot yourself in the foot because a fucking commercial told you to.
Yeah.
I mean, commercials tell me to go get Big Macs at midnight and have a fourth meal with Taco Bell. I don't do any of that shit. So why would I listen to Gillette right now?
No idea. It's just insane. And, you know, the way they've got it set up is basically, you know, now women have such a disproportionate amount of power in this hashtag Me Too dynamic. Basically, it used to be that a woman could just shoot you down if she didn't like you when you approached her and embarrass you. But now she can shoot you down and basically ostracize you and possibly even prosecute you, depending.
It's a ridiculous time to be alive.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. Nicholas Glenn, thank you very much. Glad to see Doomcock on the High Council. First High Council I've been able to listen to so far this year. I'm pissed about Star Wars Theory Vader fan film. So petty. George Lucas would not have done that.
No, he sure as hell wouldn't. I mean, give it to George. I mean, he took a lot of crap from fans. He never retaliated, and he kept letting fans make their movies.
If they were smart, they would make a, you know, with that Mandalorian show coming up, they'd be like, oh, he's going to be a guest producer on one of the episodes. This guy, he did such a good job. I mean, they should really be like promoting it and getting the fans excited about the product again, instead of just like treating a super fan like an enemy.
Yep.
Marvel Comics did something like that back in the day. The black suit Spider-Man. The rumor goes a fan wrote in a letter about you should have a black suit for Spider-Man. And so Jim Shooter cut him a check for like what, $500 or something. And you know, the guy's not credited in the book, but like we're talking about it 35 years later. So I mean, do something like that. Just, you know, good job for Star Wars Film Theory or Star Wars Theory. Here you are on this episode.
By the way, Jesse Miller sent me a mock-up of a shaved Chewbacca. I just forwarded it to you.
Oh, on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Diversity and Cecil shared Ew! Ew! I'm gonna tweet this out right now. God damn it, Cecil. That's nasty.
The best a Wookiee can get.
You could do a lot better. Here you go. Thanks, Cecil. Oh man, that's disgusting, folks. Check that out if you want to check. If you want to see what a shaved Chewbacca looks like.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. He tweeted it out earlier. Yeah, that's creepy.
Let's see. Nicholas or Party Home Civi says Doomcock said it. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for Disney. we're so close to a checkmate. Just a little more. 2020 will be the year.
Yep, I think so. But this is a critical year, guys. We've got to hold strong. We got to make them pay financially. We got to do everything possible to make episode 9 suffer.
Nicholas Glenn has a question for us, Ethan. EVS, I've been out of the loop. Any update on the Cyberfrog ship date? Jeff, same for Stealing Solo.
Okay, you first.
Yeah, I'm working on my pages. My colorist is falling behind, so I'm gonna put up an official update fairly soon. I think I do need to send out the early bird certificates. I have 1,500 envelopes stuffed in this office, so I just gotta talk to my postman about it. But I'll give you guys updates. I keep posting updates to the art because I keep drawing the pages all the time. So when I get pages back from the colorist, I usually say, "Hey guys, this is what I got." So I'll figure out what's the deal with him and if I need to hire a secondary colorist to up the production time. But I don't want any differences in the pages because that would piss me off because he's doing a really good job and I don't want to hire somebody that will do a lesser job so every other page looks different.
Yeah, your colorist looks great. I'm doing the same thing. I'm sitting here working on pages. I just posted a double page spread of Salamandroid from Blood Honey. Cyberfrog 1998 and Amphibionics are going out to print soon. Everything's happening. It's just I'm still working on drawing the book. So I will update the Indiegogo campaign pretty soon with more pages. I don't have an official shipping date yet, and I won't until everything is at the printer. And when it's at the printer, I'll know when I'm going to expect it back. When it's out of my hands, then I will know like when it's going to be shipped to you guys.
Yeah, it's the one thing I will say is doing the YouTube and stuff and drawing the pages, it's been time consuming. But I keep updating you guys with all the pages. I don't want to give the whole story out. Like there will be a point where I will not let you guys see any more of the story because I don't want to spoil, the big twists and reveals. But I'll keep updating you guys on that. But thank you for supporting it and thank you for being patient. It's a process, but I understand where Ethan's coming from. Roman E says, how is Cyberfrog coming along? Any estimated date of release? The art in your last email update was lit as fuck. Super hyped to see the book. Well, Roman E, I think Ethan just answered your question right there.
And thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got a copy coming too, so I supported all of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Becky Lynch's boyfriend says, women love me and I love them. Masculinity is good.
Real women.
Absolutely.
But you're the boyfriend of the man. That it raises so many questions there, Becky Lynch's boyfriend. Just let me remind you one time that I flew on a plane with her without recognizing who she was. Mellow E says, stop giving Disney your money. That means movies / theme parks, merchandise, etc. Stop complaining about it and do something about it. Have a nice day. I don't give my money to Disney merchandise and parks. I don't buy anything Star Wars. I do like my Marvel Legends, and I'm not going to stop because I'm not on a Marvel boycott. I'm not on any kind of boycott. I just personally refuse to give Disney my Star Wars money. But as they continue to pump out Jim Lee X-Men action figures, well, sorry, I'm just going to continue to purchase said Jim Lee X-Men action figures.
I think I'm on a boycott now.
Of everything?
No. Of Star Wars.
I just can't bring myself to go into the store and be like, that's a good deal. I could buy a couple more Rose Ticos. No.
No, you know what? Like it was all fun and games until this.
Dude, that's just really bullshit. In fact, do you want to know how weird this is? People who I know outside of like all this, just normies, were talking about that today. That it was fucked up. Someone sent me a text. They're like, "Did you hear what Disney did to that guy?" I was like, "Wow, that was weird."
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It's out there.
Yeah, and
Nice.
this is bad. If you're gonna make shitty movies, that's one thing. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna support Star Wars and I'm gonna watch it and complain about it. But when you're actually threatening to hurt YouTubers and destroy their livelihoods because they made an expression of their enthusiasm over Star Wars, I'm out. I'm boycotting. I will not. And let me tell you, I'm just one guy. I spend a lot of money on Star Wars. I buy everything that comes out. I buy the Legos. I buy the toys. I review some of it. I'm done. I'm finished. I will not go see any of the movies. I was going to subscribe to Disney's streaming service. I will not. I'm not going to go see episode 9. And I am not going to go see anything that you guys do. I'm not going to buy the, I was going to buy the Vader virtual VR game. Not buying that. Not until Lucasfilm apologizes to Star Wars Theory. And my channel is going to go hard against Star Wars now until that happens. It's going to go hard. It was fun in games before. I know they didn't like it. I know the teasing really annoyed them. It's going hard against Star Wars until they issue an apology and let this guy go.
I hear you.
I'm beyond pissed. You can't do that to people. I cannot stand big companies putting their feet down on the necks of little guys. Star Wars Theory is a little guy. When you say, well, what would you do? What would I do if I were him? I'd roll over. I don't want to get crushed by Disney. Disney's too powerful. And that's ridiculous. So what can we do? What can we do? Do we support a company like that? Do we support a company that would exert that kind of power, that kind of strength against one individual? How could we ever do that?
I agree. I'm calling for a boycott. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Comic Artist Pro Secrets is going to be, it's going to change. It's going to change.
I just tell everyone to, make up their own mind, but seriously, weigh everything. Like when you see the trailer for these movies, remember what they did to Star Wars Theory. Remember what they did to, they blamed fans for pushing so-and-so off social media. Remember all the lies and all that stuff. Just remember all of these things and weigh them when you get into considering buying Star Wars stuff. I don't do it. Like, I'm not saying you can't buy anything, but I don't buy Star Wars shit. Fuck it. It's not even, to me, it's not even worth the money right now. It's a garbage product.
I did. I probably spent $400 a month on Star Wars. I spend a lot of money in my office. I spend a lot of money on Star Wars, and I'm going to stop. I'm a good customer. When things come out, I buy them. Even if it's to make fun of them, I buy them. I'm a really, really good Star Wars customer, and I've had it.
Dude, I'm with you 100%. I'm on a personal boycott. I will poke fun at Star Wars. I will bring the news to the people, and that's really what I'll do.
People saying, if you go to Star Wars, if you go to Disney Star Wars, if you complain about this and you say I was boycotting your stuff, don't tell them that. They don't care. You're not a customer. You explain to them that you're a good customer and you're somebody that spends money on their stuff, and you're going to stop. And you're going to contribute to that 182 million deficit. Oh, I'm like trembling. I'm really angry.
They played this as bad as they could have. They really should have took this guy under their wing and promoted him. They finally have somebody in the fan base that's getting attention and excitement for their product, and they just step on him.
It's because he knows how to make Star Wars and they don't, and they can't stand it. He showed them up and they had to put him down, and that's basically it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna see. I'm putting it out there. I'm saying within the next few days we get some kind of update. Some olive branch is extended towards this man, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for a lot of people.
It's got to happen. This isn't right, and that should be something that they understand. They need to understand that this is about that, and they do need to issue an apology, and they need to let go.
I think they need to apologize about a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No, but see, that's one thing. I mean, it's one thing to blame the fans as a whole. We're powerful as a group. You know what I mean? It's one thing for, it's like, hey, Disney, it's heinous and toxic and awful, but I can deal with that. And plus, I think Jason Ward's responsible for it. It's another thing for Disney to come down on one individual and for doing nothing wrong. He didn't do anything wrong.
No, he expressed his love for their product, basically. He's a super fan.
So to come down on one individual, you can come down on all of us and we'll support each other. But man, you come down on one individual and you say, I'm gonna shut down your channel. First of all, we're gonna monetize your video and strike your channel. And if you complain, we're gonna take your channel down. Like that's what's going on right now.
Now he's gonna move forward with episode 2, he said.
I wouldn't if I were him. Stop expressing your love for Star Wars right now. Just stop.
I don't see how he can.
Well, he said, because I've watched his videos, he said it's for the fans because he doesn't want to, do anything that's going to leave them disappointed.
Star Wars theory. You didn't do anything wrong, but you can't do this to yourself. I don't know if you listen to this show. Probably not.
No.
If you do, and somebody talks to him, convey this message. Do not do that. Do not hurt yourself. Do not empower Disney to take action against you. Don't do it. Let the fans fall back and let your fans catch you, and let us move forward and push forward right now. That's what we have to do. But don't empower them. Don't give them room to hang you. Fall back. Because now it's war. Because you're after one big fan. You didn't just come out after all the fans and we were fighting you. Now you're being a bully.
And we don't like bullies, apparently.
No.
To go back to a beginning of our show.
Yes. Nobody likes bullies.
Liquor Jim says, celebrate good sci-fi and watch The Expanse. Boycott Star Wars Plan 9. Boycott STD. Well, I always boycott STDs, but Star Trek Discovery. Demogeni says, after what they've done to Star Wars theory, I will be lighting Disney's wallet. They've hit a freaking hornet's nest with this one, I believe. Yeah, we agree with you.
We need to make videos and get the word out about this. This needs to get out.
It's out. I'm telling you, the guys I'm talking about are like Wall Street guys. Sent me a text today. Like, did you see this? I'm like, how the fuck did you see this? Yeah, it's out in normie land. People are talking about this, not in super fan shit. People are talking about Disney and that it's fucked up.
Interesting. I mean, it's dangerous for them. We'll see how it goes because they don't have anything big coming out till Captain Marvel, so they're not going to really have too much to distract people. That Spider-Man trailer wasn't enough. Let's see. JJ says, all hail Doomcock and the High Council. It's been a long time, my lord. Hope all is well. # boycott Star Wars.
Thank you. Boycott Star Wars. Yes, and all is well, my friend. Thank you so much for being here.
One thing I'd like to say, too, about boycott Star Wars, remember last year when they had that joke about, they're going to remake The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
And certain people got into it and certain people didn't, and then people made fun of them. Don't, stand up for what you believe in. If you want to boycott Star Wars, do you, but don't let people guilt you or make you feel like, oh, you're a man baby or you're crying, because there have been boycotts throughout history, and, you're making a statement yourself. So think for yourself on this one. If you feel it's the right thing to do, don't be guilted into that, and don't feel like you're missing out on Star Wars. I mean, you're not really going to. What have you missed out on the last, Disney's owned Star Wars for 7 years. They canceled the Clone Wars because they thought it was too violent. So what have you missed from Disney Star Wars that you couldn't live without? Ask yourself that question. And then weigh that against, really, is it going to change in one movie? Everything that's been established has to continue. So just remember those questions when you get, when you're on the fence about continuing your boycott. Let's see. Swinging Cod says, let's face it, we all know we're screwed next month. If Carl Manvers makes $140 million for his weekend and doesn't have an 80% drop, they will go full SJW. You guys think that's the case with Marvel?
It's possible.
Ethan's been calling that for a year now.
Yep.
I'll say this, though. If they do go full SJW, I don't think it'll make $140 million. That's just my guess. I'm not a box office analyst, but that's just my guess. If they do go full SJW, I think DC will be there to be the opposition to that, because Aquaman was very traditional in that same vein as a Superman or Batman 89, just adventure, escapist entertainment. If Marvel goes that route, DC can fix their shit and give them some real competition, because I don't care how strong the Marvel brand is. If you have Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, go up against Batman, Batman's going to wipe the floor with that chick. So he's going to wreck her. He's going to destroy her. So don't worry about too much SJW Marvel. You guys will make up your own minds and do what you got to do.
Yeah, DC is going to fill that void. They already are. It's really weird. And I tell you, I mean, they're saying flat out in an article, they said that, Captain Marvel is going to save the Avengers, making her the most powerful being in the Marvel universe. And if that's not SJW, Mary Sueism, I don't know what is. So it's very bad foreshadowing for the future.
It's just bad storytelling too. Come on now. We're 11 years into this shit. It's like you're at a dinner party and somebody brings a new friend and they just try to like get in on all the jokes and shit. At first you're polite and you're like, okay, cool. But then after a while it's like, yeah, we're all friends and you're the odd one out. You know, just shut the fuck up and enjoy the free food. Jaegerbaum says that Gillette commercial was brilliant for Dollar Shave Club. It was amazing how Gillette was cool of them to give them free advertisement. LOL. Basil's a food. Basil says, good Star Wars is not going to happen, boys. Sorry. The Marxist philosophy is too far entrenched into the Disney culture now. Hence, it's over.
Game over, man. Game over.
They cut the power. What do you mean they cut the power? Great Inquisitor says, I stand with you, my liege. Boycott all of Disney Star Wars. Movies, books, comics, toys, all of it. No mercy, no quarter. Hail Lord Doomcock.
Hail, sir. You are absolutely right. That's a beautiful sentiment, and I agree with it entirely.
Becky Lynch's boyfriend says, the numbers don't lie. They spell disaster for you. Sorry, folks, if I've been doing a little heavy on the Scott Steiner math. The next video does feature it again. You just got to wait and find out. But, Ethan, I'm going to send you that video, and you're going to realize how stupid wrestling can be. Lokio7 says, if Star Wars is to be resurrected, it needs to die. Boycott Episode 9. Hail Doomcock.
Hail Loki. Absolutely. That's the right approach. To save Star Wars, we have to boycott it. 100%.
John Tennant, thank you very much again. Ruin, Jar Jar, and KK need holes to hide in. Imagine being hounded by real Star Wars fans for the next 40 years. Their kids would rather have porn stars as parents. Ouch.
Yeah, that's valid.
Acid Blade 21 says the Vader fan film is Star Wars, not Disney Wars.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. That's why they hate it.
What if George Lucas were to come out and publicly defend this dude? How do you think Disney would handle that?
They would be much wailing and gnashing of teeth in the biblical sense. They would basically, God, that would hurt them so bad. It's almost beyond reckoning.
I guarantee when they handed him $4 billion, there was a fucking a page that said you can't badmouth us.
Yeah.
He did, though. Remember? He said about selling off Star Wars to the white slavers on Charlie Rose.
Yeah, he did. I think he could get away with it. I don't know.
Let's see. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Hey, what's up? Ghostbusters 3 announced One War One.
Yeah, that's right. They are making another Ghostbusters.
That's
Ivan
right.
Reitman's directing.
Yeah, not Ivan Reitman, his son. Right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Jason, right?
Jason Reitman. It looks like Jason Reitman has written a screenplay with Gil Keenan and will direct a new sequel to the original Ghostbusters. So it's going to follow the story. It's the next chapter from the 1984 original, passing of the torch to a new generation of paranormal investigators. So it's not going to have anything to do with the four, women from the 2016 mess.
Were they going to pretend that didn't happen?
Yes, they are. And the question is really if the original Ghostbusters will be in it. And that's what I'm interested in. Again, these kind of movies, I want to see my friends from the 1980s. I want to see what they're up to. You want to end their story and hand off the torch. That's fine. But just, let me make it make sense.
They were always ready to do it. The guy who stopped it from ever happening was Bill Murray.
Yeah. I'm hoping he'll be in it. There was reason to believe that he was going to do this. He did agree to do this as a favor to what's his name?
Dan Aykroyd?
Dan Aykroyd, yeah. Dan Aykroyd was bragging about this just 3 months ago. So this is good news. I hope those two projects are connected somehow. We'll see. But yeah, more Ghostbusters is good.
Well, maybe the girls could come in as cameos. That would be cool.
No.
Boy, you have a sick sense of humor, Cecil.
Yeah. You can have the old guys come in. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I'm sure they're bums now. Like, the characters would be bums, I guess. I don't know, but just, wrap up their story and then, hand it off. Do it respectfully, please, to the fans, and then make it funny. You can have a couple of women if there are 4 of them, not 4 women. You don't have to have all 4 men, although I'd prefer that. That'd be better. And just make it good. I mean, you know, I can't believe this has taken so long. I really don't know how this has taken so long.
I think it's too late. I love the first Ghostbusters, and the second one's fine, but Ghostbusters, the IP, just seems such a bizarre sequel to make another one of, because 1989 was the last time we saw it. 30 years ago was the last time we saw a true Ghostbusters flick, and it's going to be, what, 4 more years until the next one comes out?
Yeah, but it's still a good idea.
The Ghostbusters are going to be ghosts soon.
Yeah, I know. It's still a good idea. It's always been, Ghostbusters has always been a good idea. So if it's a good idea, you can do it. I mean, we're lucky that we still have, you know, we have 3 of the Ghostbusters that are still alive. 2 of them are definitely going to do it. Bill Murray will probably do it.
I don't want to see Annie Potts still answering the phone. I hope she retired and had a good life by now.
Yeah. Oh, you know, yeah. Rick
Moranis.
He's in retirement, but maybe he'll come out, you know.
He said he would come back.
Okay.
For other movies, so I'm sure he'll come back for Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah.
It was totally now you sold me on this fucking movie. I'm just like, cool.
Just get it done and do it right. I mean, maybe these guys, I don't know. Wouldn't it be cool if they, like, in the movie they'd actually kept the Ghostbusters together and they kind of like franchised out? Like, yeah. I mean, that'd be great if, like, you went the opposite way of what you'd expect. Like, now they're Ray Kroc essentially, and they're Ghostbuster like franchises, and some of them are scams and some of them are real. I don't know. There are lots of different things.
Awesome. Now, that's where I think Bill Murray should stick around for, because in the first movie he says the franchise deals would be lucrative or whatever after they walk out of the bank. Yeah. I hope Bill Murray sticks around, because I love all the Ghostbusters, but they need him too.
One night, I don't know, Ethan, were you on that stream one night? I don't think you were. We wrote what the sequel should be. It should be that they invested all of their money into a movie about the Ghostbusters, and that movie was the 2016 flop, and they lost all their money, and that's why I have to go back to Ghostbusting.
Great.
Shit,
sign me up for that one. I'll be there.
Like they worked their whole lives and they put all the money into it. It bombed, and now in their elderly years they have to go back to Ghostbusting to make some money back so they could live.
Okay, that's a great plot right there.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
Go Girify says almost 50, but we have the cash and we all wanted, or sorry, almost 50, but we have the cash and all we wanted to see was the 3 main characters together again, not trotted out one at a time to be killed off.
Yep. I'm done.
Really
Grimjoy says episode 9's new title, Star Wars Resurrection.
That's assuming there's going to be life in it. I like necrophilia better.
They're going to pull a, you ever watch Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah.
You ever see the Ulrich the Undying episode where he has so many lives?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, it's so great. Joe Pantoliano, or whatever is it? Pantoliano. Joe Pantoliano is a bum, and he, an alcoholic, and he gets killed, and this doctor does an experiment on him where he puts some kind of thing from a cat and it gives him 9 lives. And then he forgot, whatever. The point is, he gets killed a bunch at a circus freak show, and then he gets buried alive thinking he's going to come back and have 1 life to live. Ironically, it's on number 9 that he's fucked. I think that's the same as Star Wars. They're on the 9th one, and boom, they're done. So we'll see what happens. Zebulon Pike says they've made a grave miscalculation. Gen X equals not SJW. Mega Jetty 1 says, hello, High Council. Have you seen Nega Jetty 1? Oh, that's a negative. Cara says, release Harvey. We implore you, Lord Doomcock.
Yeah, release Harvey, damn it. What the hell's wrong with you people? You want to live forever? Push the button. TM.
Grub Killer Carmine says, what are your guys' opinions that Disney is claiming the Vader fan film for monetization, doubling down, saying that they will beat Theory if they go to court? Well, I think we covered it.
Yeah.
But we're kind of surprised, to say the least. Working Man Jeremy says EVS is right. Older people have the cash.
That is true.
Basil says Anakin built C-3PO using Arduino and a Raspberry Pi. TLJ Screwjob says in The Force Awakens, BB-8 beeps Rey. What? No, me. What's the joke? This is why we had C-3PO to be the Abbott to R2's Costello.
Right. He'd translate what R2 was saying. And, I think that the sound designers don't even like BB-8 because that beeps and language that they have for him, it always seems a little bit warped and kind of weird. It's almost like they're sarcastic with it. Like they don't like the character, and his speech is not nearly as interesting or flexible or cute as R2's.
Yeah, you know what R2-D2's thinking. Like when he's on Dagobah, after he gets like eaten by that thing and spit out.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I'm thinking about a movie from fucking before I was born. But BB-8, I don't know. Apparently, Mark C says that I assumed that the BB and BB-8 stood for beach ball.
It does. It absolutely does.
Not Big Booty 8? Okay. Gajirify says, Ethan, why are you fat shaming BB-8?
That's true. I take it back.
Apologize to that little portly gentleman. Dennis Paruch says Star Trek has the Kelvin timeline. Star Wars has the Disney timeline with Han Solo and Jake Skywalker. # Luke live in the original Star Wars timeline.
Yeah.
Timeline I'd like to live in.
That's right. That's the only one to go to.
Bazinski, thank you very much. Just tuned in. I'm absolutely irate about the Vader fan film debacle. I'm just fuming. These companies are racing to the bottom of the pit. Activision, Blizzard, etc.
They have no respect for us. They have no affection for their own properties. And we just need to call them on it every single time and make them feel it. Make them feel our anger and disappointment.
Oh, yeah. They eventually will get it. It'll be too late for them, but they'll feel it. Bazinski also says, Ethan, I supported your comic. Is it out yet?
No, it's not. I'm sorry. It's coming.
Johnny Dollar. I love that name. Hey, what's up with the idea of everyone growing huge beards? I'm up for it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. If you want me to look like Khan in that episode of King of the Hill, sure. Just look kind of dirty, but I'll do what the people want. Bazinski says, SJW Twitter, TLDR, Orange Man bad, pronouns whammon, etc.
That about sums it up, yeah.
Yeah. In a nutshell. Jägerbomb says, when is the woke BS going to stop? I mean, honestly, I feel like they're eventually going to try castrating us all. Hail Doomcock and friends.
Hail Jägerbomb, man. It's going to stop when we make it stop. It's going to stop when it's just too damn costly and nobody's going to the theaters, because these kind of social justice warriors, they don't really turn out. They don't really support these things, except on Twitter. They're only interested in the virtue signaling, not actual support. So, as they winnow out the actual genre fans, they're going to find their audiences just dwindling to nothing. Maybe then that woke shit will stop. Maybe.
We can hope, man.
That's what I'm going to try for.
Taurus Crimson says, Lord Doomcock made some of my storm clouds roll away just by answering an email. An act of kindness that I greatly appreciate. Where's Gay Jeremy?
Hail Taurus Crimson. I'm glad you're feeling better, my friend. I'm glad I was able to just drop you that line and, feel better. Let that mood pass.
Bazinski says, I need a Kickstarter to take my harem of single moms to the next Twilight installment. I'll throw in $100 if you start one after the next Twilight's announced. Grand Inquisitor says, the future promised flying cars by now, but we got identity politics instead. Thanks, boomers. Hail Jeff, hail Uncle Ethan, hail Lord Doomcock.
Hail, my friend. Yeah, that's a good point. That sucks.
Ethan, how does it feel to finally get a hail Uncle E and hail Jeff? I mean, we made it. We're at the table now.
I love it. I love it.
Mellow E says, please watch Jody's Corner reaction about Captain Marvel trailer 2. A normie Jody plus a Marvel cuck react to the trailer. You're welcome, Boo Malin. Is that John Malin?
I don't know. Why would they boo John Malin?
I don't know. Jason Green, thank you very much. Hello, High Council. Unfortunately, this will be my last super chat. I have yet to find a job. I love you guys and will continue to watch your live streams. If you ever get a P.O. Box, Ethan, I'll send you Christmas presents.
That's every reason to get one.
Nice.
Jason Green, good luck, man. I appreciate all you've done and sent to this channel, and we'll be pulling for you, man. Zebulon Pike says, mycelium spore drive was created by Paul Stamets. I don't know.
You got it right. It's stamens.
Okay.
That's what I say. It's stamens, but I call him stamens because it's part of a plant, like Star Trek Discovery. Fucking vegetable.
Alec Munoz says, Walt would be rolling over. So disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. Walt would roll over, and then Iger would sodomize him just like he sodomized Star Wars.
God damn it, Bob. Let's see. Mareth Aline says, sup, just tuning in, and sadly, I got no rhymes today. Well, Mareth Aline, I'm glad you're just here, man. Welcome to the party, pal. Bazinski says, SJWs are closeted shill corporativists who project a deceptive shield of being good people with a vicious set of narratives under their belts. Bazinski, you need to show up more often on these streams. Mr. Millennium says, busy tonight, just wanted to stop in and say hi. Well, hello, Mr. Millennium. Basil says, Jeff, ask Kendo if he can be with you in Exozone. Where be all the white Kendos at? Hey, we'll see what his schedule's like. Kendo's a busy man, but he's always invited to hang out with me, so we'll see. Cyron Jag says, has Disney stolen and monetized this stream yet? I own the copyright on my own face, so no.
I own the copyright on my own face.
That's why I put myself on everything, everywhere.
Do you have Face ID on Apple? I think when you sign up for that, you give up the copyright on your own face.
Well, that's why I use Android. Let's see. Fanatics of Film says, Funko Pops suck. You're not going to hear any argument on this stream. Comrade Commodore, thank you very much. I don't understand these decisions from a business standpoint. How does their PR department not step in? They are making such common mistakes with their customer base. I don't understand. I think some of it, honestly, could be miscommunication between, different divisions of a company. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Corporations are essentially soulless, and they're hive minds. So there's kind of a dumbing down across the board. I mean, without really clear, strong leadership and somebody who really understands strategy, they can just be mired in bogs of bullshit for years. I mean, that's what happens.
Dio Brando says, why not pay Star Wars Theory and host his Vader special on the Disney streaming service? I guess it's because it's the smart decision.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a decent idea. Even if you don't necessarily pay him, imagine the exposure his channel will get. Like, I look at it like this. Put his film on the Star Wars streaming service or the Disney streaming service with a clear link, who made it. People go subscribe to his channel, watch his other videos. He makes his money back through other forms of revenue, shit that he owns, but Disney, throws him a bone and holds on to their copyright. Maybe that's a happy medium they could have afforded him, but they didn't do that. Great Loner says, which Spider-Man story is worse, Clone Saga or One More Day? Oh, and great show as always. Well, thank you very much, Great Loner. We appreciate the compliment. I'm going to go with Clone Saga. What says you, Doomcock?
Yeah, I'd say Clone Saga. Yeah.
Ethan, have you read either story?
No.
Cecil?
I read Clone Saga.
Yeah, Clone Saga.
What was the other one? Which one was better?
Which was worse?
Between One More Day and Clone Saga?
Yeah.
One More Day sucked. Clone Saga had potential, but they went bananas.
Yeah, but One More Day was only 4 issues or 3 issues, and then it's it.
Yeah, I know, but
the image was limited.
They never really recovered from it. And the whole point of that was so that they could do like the swinging, no pun intended, life of Peter Parker and his dating and everything. And they did 10 years with him barely dating. He dated like Mockingbird for a little while. It was like they just blew up his marriage for nothing. They didn't do anything cool with it. He didn't go dating around the whole Marvel universe and do what they had planned on doing. It was just for nothing. It was for bullshit.
Oh, I agree, dude. I followed Spider-Man up through Spider-Verse, and then I gave up on comics. I said, fuck them. But I liked some of the Brand New Day stuff. I like when Spider-Man fights the mob. I'm a sucker for Spider-Man gangster stories. I don't know what it is, but maybe it takes me back to the old Stanley, Steve Ditko days.
Yeah, read Gang Wars from the 80s with the Rose and Kingpin.
Oh yeah, well, I know the secret identity of the Rose and all that stuff.
Yeah. That stuff was great.
Yeah, I've just started reading the Roger Stern run fairly recently, so I'm going back. I need something good. Let's see, where are we at? Richard Jeffrey says, "What did you guys think of Vanellope Sue Goes Turbo, aka Wreck-It Ralph 2?"
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it.
Nor did
didn't see
I.
it either.
I didn't really like the first one as much as I thought I did initially. Like I saw it in theaters and then I saw it again and I was like, yeah.
It's not that good.
No. Mega Jetty 1 says the 90s Clone Saga was not the original Clone Saga. Yes, what is it? 1970 something, where he fights, what's his name? Miles Warren the Jackal creates a clone of Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy. They fight, Spider-Man throws him down the smokestack of an incinerator, and that's meant to be the end of the story, but it turns out the clone was never dead.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know.
That's like 2 issues, so
yeah.
But I like that one enough.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm sorry. I got about 20 minutes left, and then I've actually got a prior commitment. I did to go and record something for someone else on their channel. I'm so sorry. I'll have to beg off.
I got one more question for you while I got you, because my third episode is going to be Galactic Empire versus Klingon Empire. Who would win?
I think the Klingon Empire, because they've got shields.
But do they have a Death Star?
Well, no, but I mean, Death Star can, it's a one-off kind of thing. I mean, you got a fleet of Klingon cruisers with shields and stuff, and crazed Klingon warriors. I wouldn't give, I don't know.
All right, one last one. Worf versus Chewbacca.
Can Chewbacca win one, please?
I'm going to say Chewbacca.
Yes.
No, he said Chewbacca would beat Spock.
Oh, sorry. I thought he was.
But Worf, I don't know. I was throwing that out for the Star Wars fans. Probably. I mean, see, Spock would use his intellect to defeat Chewbacca, but I think Worf would go, "It is a great day to die," and then they just wade in and he'd rip his arms off. So I'm assuming he doesn't have a bat'leth. So yeah, I don't know. Hand to hand, I think that would be a fool's errand with Chewbacca.
Mega Jetty 1 says, Carl Manver says, "Hail Doomcock, Mr. Shitter, and Uncle E." Thank you.
Hail.
Etep Wakoyan says, "Hail Doomcock, hail Muff Daddy, hail Uncle Tico."
Uncle Tico.
Jeez.
That's your new name, I guess. Uncle Tico.
Sierra Whiskey said,
it.
"Chewie has a PhD, you bigot."
I stand corrected.
All right.
Dr. Chewbacca.
Dr. Baca. Let's see. Wow. Okay. There are a lot still. Sorry. The fuck? Where'd it go? What did you think about Luke Skywalker? It says Sean Stormgem. I think we all love Luke, right?
Yeah, I love Luke. Jesus. Yeah. Who doesn't love Luke? Then, not now.
He's not a good uncle.
Oh, well.
Brett Theoline says, if people are going to assume guys with long hair are gay and girls with short hair are lesbians, then from now on, I'll say all bald men are actually eagles, says the long-haired gay guy. LOL.
Eagles.
We had a $400 Canadian super chat message retracted. Thank you anyway.
Wow.
Edward Antonowitz says, heard that X-Force movie is canceled. Question mark. I haven't heard that, but I guess it's going to be. I think all the X movies are going to get shit canned. I think next year.
Why are they getting shit canned?
Oh, they haven't been officially confirmed, but I think it'll go against what Disney wants to do with new X movies.
Reshoots right now. They're doing reshoots on the Phoenix, and I have a feeling she's going to use the Phoenix power to blow up reality, and they're going to end up in the Marvel universe or some shit like that.
We'll see how good or bad it is. I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're generally okay.
Yeah. We had another $2 super chat message retracted. Thank you very much anyway. Cotton Candy Haired Jeremy says, love the JR Jeremy on all three of y'all's channels. Well, thank you very much, Cotton Candy Haired Jeremy.
Damn. Yeah. Thank you.
Don't forget to give some love to Cecil's channel too. What's it called now, Cecil?
Cecil says no. Now it's called Diversity in Cecil.
Oh, okay.
And I have a new video going up tomorrow. It's a review of 1996 Bound with Joe Pantaleone in it. You just mentioned him I'm trying to do things that are so obscure no one gives a shit about. That's my and I'm also reviewing all 7 Chucky movies this week.
All 7 Chucky movies?
Yeah. All Child's Play.
If you ever need help on a review or do anything like that, you let me know.
Okay. I'm watching the director's commentary on Bride of Chucky as soon as we're done here.
Oh God. Alec Munoz says EVS Nasser Peace Theater soon. Truly horrifying.
Yeah, that was a mess. I read I did my very best to read Nasser's stories. And the first one was just incompetent. The second one involved cleaning up vomit and then being force-fed back your vomit.
That was insane.
It was unbearable.
Is that his comic? Or is that a joke story he wrote?
No, it wasn't a joke. He's writing a novel. And I couldn't take it. Like, I really couldn't take it. I thought I was going to get sick.
So then it was successful?
I heard you gagging.
Yeah, I was having a hard time with that.
Triton1 says, Theory didn't like episode 8. In response vids, he said he doesn't want to spread toxicity. Nothing about fans are toxic. He just doesn't want to go to war. Okay. Dio Brando says P&G, prostate and gargle. Ooh. Dave Bob says I shave with a straight razor. F Gillette.
That's right. That's right.
Doomcock, while I'm here, somebody in the chat, Reducer1 wants to know who would win, Carrot Top or Pauly Shore.
Ugh. I hope neither. I hope they would both go down in flames, just burst into orange flames.
They both die in battle.
Hey, man, Pauly Shore gave us some decent flicks like
Encino Man.
I like Encino Man quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I guess Pauly Shore would have to be the default choice, but not good.
Hey, his mom ran the Comedy Store, so he did something right.
There you go.
6 turning 4 burning says Gillette can get bent. I shave with a 15-inch Bowie knife, eat barbed wire, and whiz napalm, and I can put out a round in a flea's ass at 300 yards.
Nice.
A real man, the best a man can get. 6 turning 4 burning. Miss Sarcastic Nerd says, Hail all. So many questions, not enough room. You guys are awesome and not at all toxic. Keep speaking the truth, and the SJWs can suck it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss Sarcastic Nerd. I like that message quite a bit. Juan Del Diablo says the City on the Edge of Forever, best Trek episode.
Yeah, it's a damn great one. I mean, that is absolutely in the top 10, maybe the best one of all time. I mean, it's
take
tough.
a screenshot of that real quick because sometimes now that I don't have to do the morning show for a little bit, I stay up and draw the comics. So that could be a good.
Harlan Ellison that wrote that one.
Yeah.
Was it Harlan Ellison that sued Terminator because it was too similar to an episode he worked on for
The Outer Limits?
Outer Limits?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in some cuts he gets a credit. Didn't he pass away this year or was that last year?
I think it was last year.
Oh yeah, it's only January. Sorry, I'm still living in 2018. Excuse me. Yeah, he died the last 15 days. I don't think so.
I think I'd remember.
Gojirify says Spock would not shower with Chewie.
Mm-hmm.
The Jacobite says Jason Reitman's writing / directing new Ghostbusters. We'll be covering it here on the channel. We're going to talk about that on Thursday night as well. I'm going to take the next day to gather my thoughts and have a really prepared opinion on Thursday night. So make sure you guys don't miss out. The DJD show says, Hail Doomcock, Cecil, Jeff, and Pie King Ethan.
Hail.
Yep.
Basil says, post your pick on Am I Hot or Not? If you score 9 out of 10 or higher, you have permission to approach a woman. Ted Distel says, the whole series is Cecil playing with dolls like Dark Helmet.
I'm gonna have the action figures fight. I'm not gonna just. Of course, I'm gonna have them actually fight each thing. I just have to buy some. I don't know where I can buy a Klingon Bird of War ships nowadays.
Oh, dude, Google that or Amazon. They got a couple. I think there's a Star Trek game that came out a couple years ago, like a board game, and they got a Klingon Bird of Prey.
Oh yeah, I mean Eagle Moss has some. You can get some used, micro machines. They're around.
Yeah, my sister's gonna love this when I start bringing toys into the house and having them battle on. I'm keep trying to tell her this is my job.
She'll love it.
I dig it. I'm a little jealous. Enclave Soldier says, "Should I destroy all my pops?" Hail Doomcock.
No.
Yeah, just enjoy your shit. If you enjoy it, don't let us change your stance. Jay Gatt says, Lucasfilm says, I have a bad feeling about this. That's what I say about Lucasfilm. Gojirify says, didn't George Lucas sponsor fan film awards? I think it was at Star Wars Celebration. They used to do that.
He might have actually.
He's an interesting person. I would really love to just talk to him. Not really necessarily for the channel, just, a discussion with him off the record about what he thinks about Star Wars now that it's with Disney. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would. I mean, it'd still be an honor. I mean, I still think very highly of George Lucas.
Oh, yeah. The guy has done some great work.
Yeah.
John Whale, the Grand Inquisitor says, feathered hair is hot. Fight me. Depends
I
on
think
who
it
it's
is.
on.
I love that Logan's Run. Those chicks run around in that kind of 80s disco-y, 70s kind of feathered hair with the, mini skirts and all that.
I just saw that movie for the first time recently, and it was good. Like, I really liked it.
But I love that style, that thing, that kind of, I don't know, something about that.
All right, one last question before you go, Doomcock. Who would win, Indiana Jones or John McClane?
Oh, fuck you. That is hard.
Oh, you're evil. I gotta say, God.
Yeah, God wins.
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, John McClane, they're both tough as nails. I don't know. That's tough. My heart says Indiana Jones. John McClane,
popular though. You like him more.
Yeah, I mean, it may just be that, but I mean, good God, a guy that can do all that take out a whole truckload of Nazis just with a whip.
Indiana Jones isn't tough. He's really clever, but so's John McClane. John McClane would beat Indiana Jones in a fist fight.
Yeah, he would break his neck.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, they're both equally as intelligent and crafty. Maybe a slight edge to Indiana Jones with the cleverness. But one-on-one, you're just fighting. I give it to John McClane.
Yeah. I mean, he took down, 30? Well, not 30 terrorists, but he took down, 10 terrorists with 30 hostages, and he was sneaky about it. He talked about Indiana Jones taking out the Nazis. He used that truck, which was cool and awesome, and I'm not ever going to, discredit Indy, but I'm with Ethan on this one, man. McClane would just smoke him. Remember how he took that dude and chained him around the neck and threw him down the thing and beat the shit out of him? Mm-hmm. I think John McClane would win.
He also got lucky when the guy broke
does what he has to. I mean, that Gunther, that giant German with the, kommen Sie her, and then he chopped him with the blades. I mean, Indiana Jones uses his environment, whiskey, right? I don't know.
Stop making me want to watch those damn movies.
Like he's got a superpower of luck. You know what I mean? Like things just go Indiana Jones's way. But right when he's about to lose, circumstances help him to win. Yeah, but John McClane has the same thing. So I mean,
it's tough. I can't argue. I mean, I love them both. I don't know.
One thing I'll say before we move ahead: Indiana Jones didn't even beat his bad guys in the first movie. The Ark of the Covenant did. He just closed his eyes and believed. So McClane did beat those dudes. I'm just putting that out there. You can tell I love Die Hard. John Whalen says, Gillette, everyone here on this stream. Ugh. No. Mazamonti, thank you very much. Darth Dis that, knows the galaxy as Emperor Nay to this, nay to that. with the knight who says knee. Darth Disney. You know what? I gotta say that's Mareth Deoline level stuff, Maz Monty. So high five to you. Zebulon Pike says, I leave you with the immortal words of Sigmund Freud. Sometimes a cigar is just a giant vagina in the desert that swallows men whole. Good night, all. Maga Man says, I bet crazy Kathleen Kennedy got to Gillette. I never put anything past that woman. Stone Cold Jeremy says, Disney is petty and childish. They can't stand that other people are more creative and imaginative than they are. Why else did they decanon all the previous extended universe? They can go F off. Rolo Cat says, stay angry. Hail Doomcock.
Hail Rolo Cat, man! Thank you for joining my legion. I really appreciate that.
Mello E says, WCBS, you were talking about Nerdrotic Channel earlier. He's in the chat. Hashtag Star Wars Theory all the way. Well, Nerdrotic Channel, I didn't see him, man. I sent you a message over Twitter this morning, so I didn't know if you'd see it or not. But I will have you on the channel soon to talk. I like your stuff. I feel like we have a great conversation. The Rookie Critic says, Star Wars Theory puts so much passion and heart and creativity into the film. For a guy to dump his personal cash into a project because he loves a franchise so much and they claim on his work, so messed up. Herpicus McDurpington says, do you guys still think that Star Wars Theory will be the martyr that rallies casual audiences to the fandom menace? Hail Doomcock. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
Not at all. Maga Man says, to be brutal, Star Wars Theory needs to stop. What he should do is make his original story instead. He has the vision. Why prop up a dying franchise?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Nicholas Glenn says, boycott Star Wars for their crap movies and for Star Wars Theory. I'm done. Doomcock, Jeff, Jeremy, EVS, Cecil for 2020.
That sounds good.
I'll vote for us too.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to. Gojirify says, download the film and share it all over. Don't link to the YouTube page. This is the film made by a fan that it was okayed by Disney. Then Disney came and copyright struck it and monetized it for themselves. Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy sent in 2 super chats. Thank you very much. First up, Cecil loved the clone EVS picture on your YouTube profile.
Oh, good.
And then Doomcock is the man. Love hearing him on the High Council.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to be here, you guys. Thank you for inviting me. I mean, it's always a pleasure.
Collider just Nicholas Glenn says Collider just uploaded an interview with Star Wars Theory on the Vader fan film and what's going on. Gojirify says Egon is dead, so the gang gets together to see if they can find him on the other side. He is their only hope for the ghost apocalypse.
Too weird.
Wow, they got a ghost. They got a guy on the inside in the ghost realm.
That's who saves him at the last minute.
That's yeah. All right.
If they do this movie, do you think they should bring back the Ghostbusters theme, just the original song?
Yeah.
I think we've accepted, or we have to do another remake.
No, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I think that song's just evergreen. I mean, kids, adults, everybody loves the Ghostbusters song.
You don't think
100%.
Lady Gaga should redo it?
Well, Fall Out Boy redid it for the women.
God, what a shit band.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nicholas Glenn Nicholas Glenn again says, you guys think Egon will save the Ghostbusters as a ghost in the new movie? I don't think so. I think they'll acknowledge that he's dead and that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise they'd have to do the Carrie Fisher, pirated film stuff at some point, and it would be cheesy.
What studio owns Ghostbusters?
Sony.
They should do a scene where they murder like all the Force ghosts, like Luke and Yoda.
That would be amazing. It'd be cool too is if they have famous ghosts. Like, you ever seen that painting of the ghost of Bob Ross painting Vigo the Carpathian? Like, they should go to the estates of some dead people and include them in their movie. Nothing like gross, but it'd be funny to see that. I think a lot of people would get a kick out of that. Famous ghosts.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like Chris Farley or somebody pops up. Let's see.
You mean like that? Yikes. Like recently dead celebrities. I thought you meant like Abraham Lincoln and stuff.
Oh, is 1997 recent?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. For me,
Okay, fine.
You know, the next person you were going to say was Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So don't even-
yes.
too soon.
I didn't realize she's even dead.
Way too soon.
Yeah, it is too soon.
Mark C says Ghostbusters hasn't happened yet because Murray had beef with Ramis.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, and he's probably got to feel kind of bad about that too.
He should.
Perkindo, thank you very, very much for your generous super chat. Saw episode 4 in theaters when I was 7 years old. Went to every movie since then on opening night. I will not be going to see episode 9 at all unless Star Wars Theory gets an apology from Disney. Apparently, they don't want my money anymore.
That's what we have to push for, that apology. You know?
Fandom Menace demands it. Dia Brando says Rick is already out of retirement. He's doing conventions again. Ooh.
Oh,
I would
nice.
pay money to meet Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
He signed my Ghostbusters DVDs.
Was he nice?
I didn't meet him. I mailed him to the house. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's about it.
Shit, I might ask him to sign my Strange Brew movie. Let's see. DJ Ray says, "Hail to the High Council, Doomcock. Your robot army is ready to unleash its wrath on Disney. Boycott episode 9."
Damn. Finally, I'm ready to unleash them. I'm getting so angry here. They really want to go, and I want them to go. So let's make it happen, damn it.
Indiana, we're in the final stretch. Indiana Jeremy says, "Doomcock and Cecil duet, Ethan on piano."
Yeah, that would be fun.
Astaroth says, "Hail High Council. Sadly, I missed half of the show, but wanted to ask your opinions on Iger's Twitter deletion right before the shit hitting the fan."
It's a mystery. I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I can't say that. Never mind. I'm saving that. I was going to say something that was like the crux of one of my new videos. All right, I'll keep that to myself.
Basil says, "Jeff, you butchered my Arduino super chat. I'm sorry. I don't know what Arduino is." Mega Jetty 1 says, "Last one. If no Ghostbusters 3, still have the game." Yeah, the game was fucking incredible. Trevor Wright says, "On the same level, it is kind of impressive that JJ is responsible for trashing the top 2 franchises of sci-fi."
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, he really is the cinematic Antichrist. I mean, I who would believe that if it was prophesied by Nostradamus that one man in the same year would kill these movies? I just don't know.
Here's a really dick level super chat from Swinging Cod. Spoiler: the Rose is Richard Fisk, Kingpin's son. I already knew that. That's no surprise for me. But I'm just saying, for the one guy that was gonna go out and read that Marvel book, it's like, God damn it, now it's ruined. Donald Keller says, "Did you see the Spider-Man trailer made fun of SJW logic? Peter told MJ she was pretty, and she replied with, and that gives me worth. LOL. Just kidding." Yeah, I saw that trailer. We're going to talk about it extensively on the podcast. We're going to compare that to the Endgame, to the Captain Marvel trailer, because it's Marvel and it's, 2019.
Jeff, who wins in a fist fight, Boba Fett or Martin Riggs?
Martin Riggs, he's crazy. Boba Fett won't have the armor, right?
No.
Yeah, Martin Riggs, that dude is insane. He wants to die. Sean Stormgem says, "I meant, what do you think of Luke Skywalker, the evil clone of Luke Skywalker? It's Luke with 2 U's. Oh, I thought it was a typo. I didn't know there was an evil clone of Luke Skywalker with 2 U's. Did you guys?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was, yeah.
Do you have an opinion of him?
No, I just heard about him. I haven't read him, but he's in the books. Yeah.
He's better than Jake. Swinging Cod says, "Bound, Gershon / chili scenes, or les scenes." Rhino4563 says, "Uncle, we need Masterpiece Theater episode 3, please."
Oh.
Go Cheerify. It gets worse, Ethan. Eat your vomit, EVS.
Oh.
Kevin Rose says, "I'll drink enough soy. Will Disney make sense? If I drink enough soy, will Disney make sense?" Julio says, "My best friend worked firsthand on Star Wars Theory film. It's ridiculous the BS Disney gets away with."
It is.
Guys, that's why I always said it's not good that they bought Fox and all this stuff, but people were so adamant. X-Men and Fantastic Four, yay. Well, see what happens when they get too much power. Mark C says, "Bullshit. Balance of Terror is the best Star Trek episode."
It's a great great Star Trek episode. You got to
taking a
get no
picture.
argument from me. I need to do a commentary on that one, and that'll be coming. I think I did. I think I already did. I think I already have. Oh well. Anyway, I agree.
And here we go. Final super chat of the night from Dio Brando. Slimer versus Palpatine. Who wins? Jeff, Cecil, EVS.
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Palpatine yeah, he beats Slimer.
Yeah, I'll go with Palpatine, even though they're both dead. I mean, what does Slimer do? He eats and can't even eat the food.
I'll give you a different one, Jeff. Riggs versus John Wick.
Ooh, John Wick.
John Wick.
They're both special forces.
Yeah, but John Wick is a whole nother level of badass. I love Lethal Weapon and the first two John Wick movies. But my God, dude, it's not even the fucking fight. John Wick will smoke him. He killed that chick with a pencil.
Yeah. No, I
Do
agree.
you remember when he fought Jet Li though?
Yeah, but he was old. Are we talking Prime?
Prime Riggs versus Prime Wick.
Yeah, I'm gonna still go with John Wick, man. He's a whole nother level of killer.
All right.
Okay, so Gojirify says Doomsday Machine is the best. I think I just watched that one.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I suggested that one as well. Good taste.
Well, guys, this is the end of episode. What are we at? Episode 2 of the High Council for this year? Or is this 3?
This is episode 2.
Right. So this is a fantastic week, folks. Before we go, make sure you're subscribed to all of our channels. Make sure you're subscribed to, was it Diversity and Cecil?
Yes.
Make sure you subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Definitely subscribe to OverlordDVD. That's the official name of Doomcock's channel. It's a fantastic channel, as are all the channels here tonight. And make sure you guys subscribe to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. Cecil, what do you got coming up this week?
Tomorrow I have Bound coming out. The review of Bound, that's with Jennifer Tilly. It's like a lesbian mob story. Really good, great movie. It's the Wachowski brothers' first, or the Wachowski sisters' first movie, and that's the one that got them Matrix. Really good, underviewed. It's a hidden gem. So I'm doing a review of that, and then every day this week I'm doing a Chucky movie, doing all 7, and then I'm beginning the Versus series, which starts with Spock versus Chewbacca.
EVS, what you got coming out, man?
I'm just working on Cyberfrog. Tomorrow there'll be my video about Gillette. It looks like I'm going to make a series of videos about the boycott. Okay, and you know what we got to do. Also, Jason Ward is coming. We got the Jason Ward video underway.
Sorry, I'm a kid at heart. And finally, Doomcock, what's next for you, my friend?
I'm releasing a video about this Vader situation tomorrow, the Vader fan film. I have 3 Orville episode reviews coming out to catch up on the Orville, but the big news is Thursday night is the premiere of Star Trek Discovery, and Friday I go all medieval on its ass. I will be doing a review of the episode and doing a live stream as well. So time to kick some Star Trek Discovery ass.
And folks, tomorrow I got a big video that was planned for today, but due to rendering issues, I couldn't put out. But we have some more information about how bad Star Wars is performing in the real world. And I even went out and filmed a little bit of stuff just for fun. But it's a nice long-form video. The things you guys have been requesting, I'm bringing back for you because 2019 is the year that we do what the fans want all the time. Nicholas Glenn says, you guys check Twitter now. John Campia on Star Wars Theory just now. Yes, I checked it. I'm going to post this. I'm going to tweet it out. John Campia is already going on hard against Star Wars Theory. Well, not hard against, but he posts, he's acting like a douche. So that's in the eye of the beholder. So we know what camp John Campia is in, no pun intended. So folks, thank you for watching the High Council. This is going to get archived, delisted or whatever eventually, but it'll still be available if you have the link. So follow us on Twitter for the link, and if you can't find said link, just remind me and I'll post it somewhere online for you guys. So until next week, thank you for watching, and folks, be excellent to each other.